into this edition of the Attitude of Aggression Wrestling Podcast. We are coming to you here for part 2 of the 11th Annual Swaggy Awards 2, part duh. Or yeah, duh.
Duh.
I
Yeah.
loved you on
Yeah.
I loved you on Wall Street. I loved you on Wall Street. It is it is part 2 of the 11th Annual Swaggy Awards, our annual celebration of the best of the best of the best in pro wrestling for 2025. It's good to be back here. Actually, I say it's good to be back, but Rob and I, we just had a very good episode that we did for Attitude of Aggression a couple days ago, where we interviewed David Shabazz and talked to him about his phenomenal book, Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions. That was a great interview. Rob, thank you again for being a part of that, my brother. I
My
appreciated
pleasure.
that. And I tagged you guys today because it's like I saw something. I think it was like WrestleOps or something posted an article that kind of like steered right into what we were talking about the other day with conversations with Hunter about not pushing black male wrestlers enough because there's the perception that Hunter may still be a little bit on the racist side. So they are trying to correct that, shall we say? Which I thought the timing of that was amazingly ironic.
Oh,
um, Fun stuff all the way around. But this
yeah.
is good. This is part 2 of the 11th Annual Swaggy Awards. These are what I call the big categories. Not that the first part didn't have big categories, but these are the overalls, the wrestlers of the year, the matches of the year, and a couple of little other minor categories that we will talk about as we go along. Um, Going around the horn, we have a much lighter panel today than we did for part 1. Had some issues come up. Kenny can't be here. He had something come up. DP had something come up. Ray is just, he's just Ray, and he does what Ray does.
You're
And
scared.
what's
He's
that?
not home yet.
Oh,
I know. I know he couldn't
Oh
get
boy.
home in time. I'm like, but we've got quite a great panel here today. A little bit smaller, so it might flow a little bit quicker. Tunney does have DP's picks. I have Kenny's picks. Ray didn't send anybody his picks. I don't think so, but we'll just we'll ascribe to him the worst possible selection and call it good. That's how we're gonna roll. Um, but going around the panel here today, welcome back to the show. I already talked about him once, so let me welcome Rob Bennett back in here for part 2 of the Swaggy Awards. Rob, you're like becoming a regular on this stuff, man. I
I
really
know.
appreciate your participation. How are you doing, man? I know it's like 20 degrees where you're at.
Good.
Hopefully you're
Oh man, yeah. It got cold this week, so hopefully it's supposed to get up to 45 tomorrow. You know, so yeah, you break out the swimming trunks, right? Yeah.
yeah, get
But,
your bikini on, Rob. Go for it.
well,
Uh,
other than the weather, it's been good here.
Awesome. Awesome. Also welcoming back into the show, the one and only, the phenomenally funky fresh one out in Utah, where it's also cold as shit. The one and only AJ Balaz. AJ, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm not appreciating the fact that it's cold and there's no snow. Granted, if I took a picture for you guys and sent it for the mountains, they look absolutely phenomenal. But other than that,
I
not too
bet.
much.
Yeah, I bet the skiing right now is probably pretty damn good out there in
Actually, it's pretty bad. Where Post Malone
no
lives and all
snow?
that, it's all mud and rocks.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nothing worse than that, man. That is not good. I mean, Utah is known for its powder and stuff like that, and I mean,
The license
to
plate says
not
greatest snow on earth. So
it usually is. I mean, California's been getting clobbered this year, so it's nice out here. I'm sure Mammoth Mountain and Tahoe are just ripping it up. But well, I'm glad you're here, buddy. The Phillies, man, I don't know, man. Everybody else is making moves, but the Phillies
we'll
aren't.
see.
Yeah,
They did. They re-signed
yeah.
Real Muto, 3-year, $45 million
Oh,
contract.
Okay, good.
there you
Good.
go. That'll make up for what the Dodgers and the Mets have done. Well, the Mets are the Mets. It doesn't matter. We're
That's
heading for a
the other team.
lockout. That's all I know. You're going to have a salary cap. The Dodgers are ridiculous. You heard his voice there. It is the one and only, my bestie in all of podcasting, the one and only, the nephew of the Poon Slayer himself, the wonderful president of the WWF, Jack Tunney. It is the one and only PC Tunney. Tunney, how you doing, man?
Sharks with freaking laser beams, man. I'm good. I'm good. Every day I'm shoveling. Happened again. Shoveled again today. So complain about no snow. Some more, AJ. You don't have to shovel no snow. You have
I'll
to
take it.
shovel
I
snow
don't care. I'll take it.
But yeah, it was that warm weather that's coming Rob's way was here today. We got up into the upper 30s. But bad news, Rob. It's going to be 10 degrees here tomorrow, 5 on
Oh,
Sunday, 3 on Monday. So that's
ooh,
coming right up your ass a few days after.
ooh.
I just love how with the four of us, it's Dave's weather comes towards me. All right,
Yeah,
I
but
get like
Dave's is nice
cold.
off the ocean with
But
the
I'm like, it comes
whatever, and it's
cold,
okay. And
and
then
then yeah,
AJ's dumbass mountains give us all this fucking extra precipitation into the cold air here, dumps it on our ass, and then Rob gets
and
the
then Rob
rain.
gets
It's
leftovers.
yeah.
Because
It
look,
is. It
Maryland
is.
is just a
It is.
complete wild card. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Maryland
40
is a
today,
wild
30
card.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, we just go from California to Utah to Wisconsin to Maryland, and snow and shit all over the place. So anyway, it's good. Um, Well, guys, I'm really pleased that you guys could come back in here so we can wrap up the 11th annual Swaggy Awards and move on with all sorts of other stuff. We got, lots of stuff going on in the world of pro wrestling. This next coming weeks, we got the Royal Rumble finally coming up. We've got Saturday night's main event next weekend. We're on the road to WrestleMania 42. The ticket prices are actually looking more favorable than last year, and now I'm like side eyeing this. It's like, should I actually go to Vegas again? Fuck. I don't know, man. We'll see about that. But let's get into part two of the 11th annual Swaggy Awards. Let's not make the people at home wait any longer. Let's get into it. And we're going to kick this off with our moment of the year. And I got a special request from my good friend, my bestie. He wants to go first for the moment of the year. So, Tony, what is your moment of the year in professional wrestling for 2025?
My moment of the year happened during a wrestling match.
Okay.
John Cena grabbed AJ Styles, looked to the crowd, kissed Styles on the forehead, and gave him the Sister Abigail.
Mm.
And John rolled over and looked up, and before you knew it, the entire crowd was Fireflies. And that was fucking awesome. Like
Mm.
I can feel my emotions right now. Just talking I was going over what I wanted to pick. I think it was last night. I messaged Dave when I thought about this, and I'm like messaging him why I want to go first, and I'm like welling up as I'm messaging him too. Like the moment was spectacular. Thank you, John and AJ, and thank you to the crowd that turned that moment into something super special for, most importantly, I believe, for Bray Wyatt's family. I think that was
Yeah.
probably so huge for them. It's been a minute and people still remember and care and love, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, that was extremely. I mean that match in general, which I suspect is going to get talked about.
I
That
think
was Crown
so.
Jewel, right? Wasn't that
Yeah.
Crown Jewel Perth where they
Yes,
did that? Yeah.
Crown Jewel Perth.
Um, that whole match was an homage to so many different people and moments and places and things that have come and gone in pro wrestling over the years. It was. I mean, and I love the call, Tony. It was a love letter to the fans in so many different ways, and that's what makes that match and that moment in particular that you're talking about really stand out. I love the pick, man. What did DP have here?
DP, sorry, DP has John Cena's heel turn.
It's the moment of the year. Okay.
So as the moment of the year. So I'm, the facial transition, sir DP would comment on. That was just something we'll remember from John Cena's last run, was that smile to bad guy face, that we never really seen from John before. So
And that was that. I mean, there's no doubt that that is an absolutely iconic moment. But AJ, what do you got here, man? What is your moment of the year?
So
Oh,
for
wait, hold
me,
on. Before you go, I will say this: Kenny's moment of the year is John Cena's heel turn as well. So the two guys not here have the same thing. But AJ, what do you got here, man?
So for me, it's not the heel turn. It is the pay per view after the heel turn because he becomes the unseen 17. It's Cena winning that 17th title, where, granted, yes, the entire time we're all like, well, someone's got to break Flair's record. I use air quotes because he's really like a 23-time champion, but neither here nor there. They give him 16. So that was the ceiling. Everyone's chasing 16. Well, Cena versus AJ at the Royal Rumble, I don't know what year, I can't remember off the top of my head. He got to 16.
2017.
Yeah.
Was it
2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then 8 years later, it's like, can he break the ceiling? Can he become the 17-time champion officially? And he did. Like, for me, that was a moment because everyone always said in wrestling, it's like, well, Ric Flair's a 16-time world champion. No one's going to touch Flair's record. Now we're at, well, Cena's a 17-time champion. Who's going to try to break that record?
Charlotte. At this rate, maybe
Well,
Charlotte.
yes,
Yeah.
but no.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in here real quick because my moment of the year is identical to AJ's. It is John Cena winning his 17th title, partly because I was there, which made it all the more real and special because I was in Allegiant Stadium that night and John won number 17. The match itself, you can complain about the match and complain to the wall at this point. There are, of course, aspects of the match that are very disappointing. Travis Scott and not The Rock. I've already talked about how that was just, you could actually cut the disappointment with a knife in Allegiant Stadium that night. But you can't take away from the moment that took place and John Cena capturing his 17th title, breaking the record. I mean, AJ raises a good point as far as like who's going to take that record from Cena because you got to figure it's going to happen eventually. But I think as far as moments go, when somebody breaks a record like that, you got to put it on a different level. And so I'm with AJ on this one. I've got it. I got Cena at 17th World Championship is my moment of the year as well. Rob, what do you got here? What is your moment of the year?
Well, I'm gonna agree with several other people, and it's the heel turn, because that was the thing that set the tone for the rest of the year, basically. That was the central story on WWE television. Cena's final year. That was
It's
the
not.
heel turn
It's
itself.
not Hangman Page having a beer or something.
See,
If you
okay.
want to know
Had
why
to,
we're
Rob. I'm
shooting
I
sorry.
know, I
I'm
know, I
sorry.
know.
I'm sorry.
I know. Hey, oh, wait until later. You're really gonna bury me later.
shit.
Oh, I can't
Okay.
wait, man.
So
I
Ray
know.
Ray
But
also picks the heel turn, by the way.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
Ray picked the
Cena's
heel turn.
face.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, he
You know
says, "Rob,
what's
you look like Black Winnie the Pooh."
Who said that?
Ray,
black?
I hope to God
Your
you got
son?
fucking. I
No.
hope to God you got fucking pants on though, because Pooh ain't wearing no pants.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
got,
Are
yeah,
you
I got,
Winnie the
yeah, I
Pooh
got
again,
pants
Rob?
on.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Your
So
secret's safe with
God,
me.
that's awful.
Uh,
Holy
I'll
crap.
say this. It's not a unanimous category, but there is a unanimous element
and
to this
and Ray wants
category.
to say that he
Every
heard you talking shit about him not being here at the beginning of the chat, Dave. Ray's
it's
kind of
fine.
throwing all his dirty laundry out, texting me, so I'll add the
Well,
Ray comments in. I'll add them in between everybody from now on. Though I
it's all
won't
right.
interrupt
He's
anybody
gonna
anymore.
have to deal. He's gonna have to deal with Josh Allen getting to the AFC Championship
Oh
game
wow!
tomorrow.
Here we
So
go.
so he'll
Oh,
have to
here we
deal with
go.
that. Um,
Oh.
I will say this. This is not a unanimous category, but there is a unanimous element to this category. Every single one of our choices, all of us, John Cena is involved in every single one of these. They're involved in Tunney's moment. It's involved in AJ and mine's moment. It's involved in Rob's, Kenny's, DP's, and now Ray's moment as well. So there's a commonality, and I strongly suspect we're going to get a healthy dose of the goat in part 2 of the Swaggy Awards. So
And that's
um,
not a bad thing.
no, it's not a bad thing. But let's
Ooh.
let's move on
Oh,
to our upset of the year. in professional wrestling. And AJ, why don't you kick this one off, my man? What was your upset of the year in pro wrestling?
So this one might go under the radar. Like people probably kind of blinked and forgot about it, or who knows, maybe it might be other people's upset of the year. But mine is something where someone got not ridiculed, but they got booed and heckled out of the building, saying that they can't wrestle and everything else. This was around the beginning of the year, or maybe the ending of last year, or sorry, 2024, since we're doing 2025. But they kept showing that they can work. They put the work in motion, making sure that they're getting better in the ring and in the mat. In my upset of the year is Maxine Dupri winning the Intercontinental Championship.
And who knew she had a dick? Because the next time she defended that title, she stepped all over it for the entire fucking match. She was horrible when she lost that title to Becky.
I mean,
Period.
yes, but
Wow.
it's still shocking where it's like she was given the opportunity to have this championship. She's
I like
showing
your
that she's doing it.
I like your pick, but we all have to acknowledge that
Oh
she
yeah,
was
no,
put
that
in that
the
position way too soon because
she was.
that was absolutely brutal when Becky just took the title back from her.
Oh yeah, I'm not disagreeing, but the fact that she won it
See,
and everything else is why I'm like that's
No,
an
yeah.
upset because no one
No,
expected it.
right. I'm not arguing with your pick. I'm just saying, man, she needs some work. That was the wrong time to give her the title.
he she needs work, but she came a long way to the point that she could actually step in there with Becky and make it look good. I mean, like talk about from where AJ's talking about the end of 2024 to where she is now. It's night and day, man. I understand what you're saying, Tuddy. She looked like shit in that match with Becky, but she's improved greatly. So I like the call. Maxine beating Becky for the IC title was certainly a pretty big upset. Rob, what's your upset of the year in pro wrestling for 2025?
Okay, I'm gonna go to NXT. Now the Maxine one, I would have that second, but I guess by the time it happened, we knew it was coming. So I went with JC Jane winning the NXT Women's title because nobody had that coming.
Yep.
Nobody called that. Okay,
This
and
is Kenny's upset of the year as well, and it is my runner up. So
yeah, because like nobody had that because when it happened, I mean, everybody who was watching that I talked to on whatever at the time was like what the hell just happened? Okay, and because she at the time she wasn't even like the lead member of her own group, right? And um, you know like Fallon Henley was kind of the de facto leader of Fatal Influence. And so for JC Jane to win, yeah, I mean, it was like everybody, like nobody saw that coming. Nobody called it. And to her credit, she really stepped into the role after she won the title. Um,
so
so
much so they
hopefully,
had to give her back the title. So
yeah. And then, look, at one point, she was double champ with TNA. I mean, so, I mean,
well,
um,
thing to
so yeah, to me,
remember
that's that.
is no, I love the call, Rob, because the reason the reason why she's runner up for me is you got to remember she beat Stephanie Vacour, who had just vanquished Julia. Now, granted, Julia was injured, but Stephanie had unified the titles at that point in time and had just come off that huge win over Julia, and she's like on top of the world. And there were really not a lot of rumors about Steph getting pulled up to the main roster. So no one. So when JC Jane beats her, you're like, wait, what the fuck just happened? So I love the call. I agree. I think it is one of the great upsets of the year. It's my second biggest upset of the year because, and I'll go next, Tony, and then you can bat clean up. You guys know in this category, I like to pick outlandish and weird shit, right? This category more than anything else in the Swaggies is my wheelhouse to do something unorthodox. My upset of the year is John Cena's heel turn because nobody thought that was coming. After all these years of praying for John Cena to turn heel, for him to do it after he already announces his retirement, and you're just like, wait, what? What are we doing it now for? How are we going to get him back to? How does this all work out? Um, it's something that nobody thought would ever happen, and especially not at the point in time that it did happen. For him to turn heel in that moment, to me, that is the biggest upset of the year in professional wrestling. I understand it's not upset in the classical sense that you guys might be thinking, but you guys know I like to throw a few things out to you guys here, So that's what I got. Tony, what's your upset of
Uh,
the year?
Ray's upset of the year was Trick beating Santana at Slammiversary. He says TNA couldn't help TNAing that shit. Um,
You know what the real
God.
upset of the year would be? The real upset, this is for you, Ray, would be Ray watching Flash Gordon. Now that would be an upset.
I'm sure he's going to
Okay,
comment
I mean,
on that comment
I'm
shortly.
sorry.
Probably.
I
Um,
got Barry Ray here for that choice.
uh-oh.
Okay, that's not TNA
So
TNA. Okay, Slammiversary is their second biggest show of the year, and so Santana won the title at their biggest show of the year. So that's just not TNA TNA. Okay.
Dave,
what
you motherfucker,
what
lol.
what I
Ray
what I will
Ray
say,
also has honorable mention to Jay Uso winning the Royal Rumble.
no, that's
Oh,
fair.
What?
Jay,
What?
yeah, that's
No
What I
not a
way.
bad
will
call.
that's a
what I
pretty big
will
upset. No
say,
one had Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble.
that's also true.
Nope.
But
Okay,
what
I didn't
what
have
I
him
will
winning, but
say,
I wasn't like no fucking way when he did.
No,
def-
but it's upset, a big upset though.
it
Like,
is a big upset.
yeah.
It is,
I mean,
but
him eliminating Cena
defending
last.
Ray on the TNA thing, it wasn't the fact that Trick retained in Slammiversary because I think he was still the TNA champion. It was they had him fake an injury, be on the ramp, and every single time the camera kept showing him on the ramp, like, all right, he's gonna interfere and win this. Just what fuck shit are we doing here? And then they did fuck shit because it's delirious writing TNA.
Yeah,
Slammiversary was in New York. Ray says.
I believe so.
Okay. Dan has Dan, Ray is more prevalent on this show not even being here than when he's here. Um,
I know.
Dan has Naomi cashing in as his upset of the year. My upset of the year is we all had it. We all knew it was going to happen, but it's still an upset, as in Dominic Mysterio taking back his Intercontinental Championship, defeating John Cena. Now I know Liv came back, and Liv had the whole kind of full circle moment with where how John Cena turned heel, right, and kind of doing the same kind of thing. So it's just a moment I wanted to get in here somewhere, and I think Dominic Mysterio defeating John Cena is an upset in any sense of the word. So that's going to be my official pick right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, you could see it coming, and we talked about it like for 2 weeks before it happened. That will Cena go into his final match with the IC
Right.
title,
We
or
said
was
no.
he going to drop it back to Dom? And it is simultaneously a huge upset and Dominic's signature moment in several signature moments this year. Double champion, winning the IC title at WrestleMania, all that stuff. But him beating John Cena that close to the end for the GOAT, yeah, I like the call, man. That's a good one. All right. So those were the two categories, kind of, I say, left over from part one that we were going to get into. We are now getting into the big ones, the matches and wrestlers of the year for 2025. We are going to start off by talking about our tag team match of the year. And the genius himself, Rob Bennett, is going to lead us off in this category. Rob, what was your tag team match of the year?
Okay, I am going with the final table from Bound for Glory of the Hardys and the Dudleys. Now, the TLC matches were better matches. Yes, they were. But I was in the building for the final table match, and just the historic, if it's for history. I mean, it's for me, it's tag team match of the year because of history. Because those are two of the best teams that ever do it. They got decades of history against each other. Um, the Dudleys left their boots in the ring after the match was over, and I'd say it was the most important tag team match of the year. It wasn't the best worked tag team match of the year, but it was the most important tag team match of the year. So for me, that's my call.
I dig it, man. That was definitely a good one. I'll go next because I think Kenny and I had the same pick, and the reason why I'm not exactly sure is because Kenny says tag team match of the year, tag team TLC match, and I'm like, well, I think there were a couple of them, but I think he's thinking of the same one I am, which is the 6 team
That was at
TLC match,
that was at SummerSlam,
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there
the
was also a
SummerSlam.
triples threat TLC match this past year.
Right, right. But the one I'm thinking of, and I think it's Kenny's pick as well, he can clarify me if I'm wrong, is the one with you had the Wyatt Six defending the titles against literally every good tag team in WWE right now. You got the Street Profits, DIY, the Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, on Andrade, who of course is no longer there, and Ray Phoenix. Man, this match had everything. I mean, yes, it is a spot fest and it is a gimmick match. And no, it's not my gimmick match of the year because reasons I had Elimination Chamber ahead of this, mostly for the story. But um, man, there was some great stuff going on in this match, and kind of surprising to me. Well, I say surprising to me that the Wyatt Six retained, but then again, they had just become the champions. So why are you going to flip the belt that much at this point in time? Look, the thing to me is that this was not a strong year for tag team wrestling. I don't think so. It just like I
Yeah.
wasn't that impressed with a lot of it. And Rob's I think agreeing with me. It just was
Yeah.
not a good year for tag team wrestling. We need to get the Lucha Brothers back together. I don't know what WWE is doing right now as far as like get these guys together. A year is long enough. Put Ray and Penta back together and let them go. Let them redefine the tag team division. But this match was awesome. Um, there are a few good tag team matches this year, but for me, this one stood out as the best one for me. The 6 team
Sorry.
TLC match from SummerSlam.
As
Go ahead.
soon as you said just put the Lucha Brothers together, the only thing going through my mind is, oh, WrestleMania, Motor City Machine Guns versus the Lucha Bros. Make it happen,
Yes,
please.
dude. Seriously, you want to reinvigorate the tag team division? Put that together. You can throw DIY in there if you just want to, just for the shits and giggles about it. But now you got the or you got the Usos, who of course you put them in the, and maybe that's why they got the Usos back together, is because this was such a kind of a weak year for tag team wrestling. Let's get the greatest tag team of all time, one of them, back together and let them roll with this. So we'll see what we get this year. Hopefully they really, because like Rob, we talked to David the other day on the interview about tag team wrestling and just kind of how do we get back to that golden era. um, some better teams would help. Some better booking would certainly help. Let's pay more attention to this. But anyway, um Tony, what was your tag team match of the year? What was yours and DP's?
Well, I'm running a three-man show over here. Ray also has the 6 team TLC at SummerSlam. Ray has
See,
honorable
Ray
mention.
is all right.
Ray has
Ray's
honorable
all
mention
right.
to Rosenfuck and William Shit versus What's His Face and Dick Bud in AEW After Dark. That's literally what he texted me.
I don't even think After Dark is around anymore, Ray.
Um,
Damn.
so
Get your
Dan
son,
and
get your
I,
son under control, Rob. Get your son under
Dan,
control, Rob.
Dan and I are in lockstep the rest of the way. We both
For
have
every category?
for the rest of the way. Yep. And
Ooh,
I didn't. And I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
It's not
smell a
surprising.
fix.
It's not surprising, but
Why?
that
What's
20
what's a
some odd
fix
year.
about it?
I know.
I mean, what do you want me to
Go
do?
ahead, Tony.
We got the TLC triple threat match with DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and Street Profits. I
Was that like on
appreciate this.
SmackDown or something?
I appreciate the. I can't remember what that was on, but I just remember it being a more quality match. I'm not trying to down the 6 person match, but that was more of a like choreographed spot fest where I feel like the triple threat was more of a wrestling match as much as you could say that a TLC triple threat tag match is a wrestling match. But I loved them both, but I would go with the triple threat one. I think it was a little more seamless.
I know that's fair enough. And DP had the same one. I don't have a problem with that match. I dug that match too. I think it was on SmackDown. That was a good
I
call.
think it was a
AJ, what?
SmackDown after
Ray
I
like
think
said
it
it's
was.
Ray said it's comedy, something commie fans should know well. Wow, he's coming after you today.
wow.
Whatever. Ray's just. he's upset about the Buffalo Bills. I mean, that's just,
God.
or no, he's upset because we didn't fawn all over the Wakanda Avengers Doomsday trailer like he did. So more on that on Sunday on Bandwagon Nerds. But until then, and AJ, what's your tag team match of the year, man?
So, very much like the rest, it is the Foster Cluck TLC SummerSlam match because we always love a good Foster Cluck TLC match, especially with the Hardys and the Dudleys being in the house when that happened. Honorable mentions, that triple threat with the Street Profits, DIY, and the Guns. And we are also forgetting another TLC match that happened, and it was in NXT where the Hardy Boys defended the NXT title in a TLC match, and freaking Jeff being Jeff taking an empty swanton off of a ladder onto the floor into a table. Dude's 50 years old and he gives my back problems. But for me, it is that Foster Clock
Wasn't
SummerSlam
that
match.
who were they taking on in NXT? Wasn't that oh shit.
I don't
It
remember
was
off the top
recent,
of my
wasn't
head.
it?
It was more recent. I think it was like more September-ish, like when
Yeah.
they started doing the TNA NXT stuff. But
That's that. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm
but
drawing a blank on the team's name. Not Dark Order, or something
Dark
Well,
State,
Dark
dumb
State.
like that.
Dark
Dark
State.
State. Yeah, that's
yeah,
it. Yeah,
that was
yeah,
probably it. But
yeah.
like I watched 50-year-old Jeff Hardy still do a swanton 40 or not 40, but 20 some odd feet in the air into an empty table. Like, come on, dude, what drugs do you have,
Yeah,
and can I get some?
things that you should think twice about doing. That sort of thing. But yeah, good stuff, man. All right, we're gonna move on then and talk about our women's match of the year. Um, this is one where Kenny and I are in lockstep. So I guess Kenny and I are a tag team. Tunney and Dan are a tag team, and
We
Ray's
are.
just
We're
like
we're the
special guest. Ray's
we're the
special
great
guest referee out here or something.
we're the
It's like
greatest tag team never, Dave.
okay, that's right, you are. This one, this I don't know, man. This one, I got a feeling this might be our best shot for unanimous category.
Not
But
with
let's see
Rob
what
on
we
the
get.
show.
That's
Wow.
true. Well, there's,
I
I mean,
love you, Rob. You
yes.
know how much I love you. You know
Oh
that.
no, but
Merce-
it's not this
It's going to be
Mercedes
category.
Tony
Mercedes
Storm.
It's
Monet.
not this category,
Mercedes
but
Monet.
look,
Oh, so
you're gonna
Rob's
come
like,
out.
no, you have a right to say what you said. It's coming.
It's
It's
coming
coming.
later, but
So me and Kenny have got, and I was there for this match as well. It was absolute fire. Io Sky versus Rhea versus Bianca from WrestleMania 41.
yes, yes,
This was the opening match of wasn't it the
Like,
opening of night two?
yeah, night two.
Yeah, night two. These girls tore the fucking house down. And I mean, the storytelling was immaculate. And yet, to all due respect to the slightly modified redux of this, where it was Rhea, Io, and Naomi, the second time around, which was excellent as well. This match was better. This place got the crowd in Vegas just going from the moment the bell went. It was so well done. Um, we all, when they started going down this path of the triple threat, you like, why are we moving away from Rhea Bianca one-on-one? That's what everybody wants. At the end of this match, no one gave a shit because it was done so fucking well. And Io Sky proved herself time and time again in the build to WrestleMania 41. And in this match in particular, she absolutely stole the show. And the closing sequence was done chef's kiss, beautifully done stuff with Bianca hitting the KOD on Rhea, and then the Io hitting the over the moonsault to get the pin. Just beautifully well done.
Can you
Everything
read?
that the girls did in this match was flawless. What's up?
Can you read that?
I know something triple threat.
It says
Mania
Mania
triple
Triple
threat,
Threat.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's Kiss was what Ray texted me before
I,
you started, and you
before I
hit it.
said that,
The
okay.
same thing. That's why I was like,
See, Ray and I get along better than people think we do. But it's.
I'm gonna put the
But
pressure.
look,
Let's put the pressure on the rest of them because Dan and I agree with you and Kenny and Ray. So that's 5 out of 7 so far, Dave.
all right, let's go, AJ. What do you
Yeah, we gotta
got,
make
man?
Rob go last so he can screw it
yeah,
up.
I want Rob to go
I
last.
mean,
Are we in? Still a possibility here, or what?
The women's match of the year for me is the triple threat. There's no
Yes.
mistaking it. That it was that damn good. Like you said, why is this a triple threat? Why did EO randomly have the title? Oh, she's just gonna drop it in like X amount of days, whatever, and then it turned into EO proved that she should be at the top. The whole point, look at me thing started coming up. So it has to be this. Rob, I will cry
So the
and just
pressure, the
snap if you
pressure,
don't.
the pressure is all on Rob. This could be part two. Do we get the first unanimous category of the
Rob's
11th annual Swaggy
women's
Awards?
match of the year was
It's
Hangman
all on you,
Page's
Rob.
final match of Dynamite in 2025.
And yes, we are unanimous.
Yay!
All
We
right,
did
there you
it.
go. For those of
Three
you watching
three
at
years in a
home,
row,
for
we
those
got one.
for those of you watching at home, this is a very rare occurrence that we get a category that is unanimous, that everybody picks the same one. It is a pure award. Uh, Go ahead, Rob. Talk about this match. Why it gets your vote? It's a unanimous one, so it's universally great.
Well, because for me, it, I mean, it was the best match. It was everything you guys said, and it was. I mean, I think it was by far the best women's match of the year in WWE for sure. Um, and yeah, I really don't have anything else to add to what you guys said.
I am thrilled that we've got a unanimous category. That I was not sure was going to happen, but we've got it here, and there you
Dave,
go. Part two
that's
of the Swaggy Awards.
this is probably the longest streak. I'd have to go back into the archives, but this is 3 years in a row we've had a unanimous pick.
Yeah, that it is very rare for anybody. Like I tell people, anybody watching right now who's watching on the live streams, wherever you're watching this thing, it's a rarity that we get a unanimous one. So that's pretty cool. I had to wait for part two to do it, but here you go. All right. I don't think this one will be unanimous, but let's see what we get out of this whole thing. Men's match of the year. We were going to go to the one and only PC Tunney to let us know what he, Dan, and Ray have come up with for men's match of the year.
Yeah, Ray, if you're watching, you need to message me your men's match of the year. For women's match of the year, Ray said Andrew picked Mayu Iwatani versus
Yeah,
I
he
Sai.
picked
don't give a
something from
shit.
Stardom. Who cares what Andrew
He's
said?
not part of this. No one gives a
I'm
fuck.
allowed to say this.
Um, what are we on men's match of the year? Yeah,
Men.
it's
Yes,
for
sir.
Dan and I have talked about this at length already, and it's Cena versus AJ. For everything they did, all the people they shouted out. You know what's crazy is Cena calling out all those people when he did the promo with Punk. Hi Matt, hi blah blah. The only person that didn't show up was Claudio, right? When he was sitting up in the
Right.
turnbuckle, and we all went, "Oh, why is he blah blah?" So but that match, just not just what John called out, but what AJ called out for all the people that he had worked with, and I think AJ probably has this match as well, considering AJ, so he'll probably do a great job of calling out all the AJ Styles things, but just the whole thing of all year with Cena, like giving kudos to people like him and Edge both said love letters to each other in matches, from different federations. So that was pretty cool. I mean, it's just a special match, special circumstances, special shout outs. And then throw on top of it, it's John fucking Cena against AJ fucking Styles, right? So it was amazing. Yeah, that DP and I, that's what we had. Um, Reyes Roman versus Punk versus Seth. Um,
Slovenia.
yeah, WrestleMania. He said the match
Mhm.
that set up the rest of the non-Cena year.
So let me jump in real quick because I'm with Ray on this one. I've got the triple threat match at WrestleMania between Seth Roman and Punk as well. And I'll say this again, and I don't want to keep harping on this and say, oh, I was there, so it gives me some insight, but it does give me a little bit of different insight than other people because I was there, and night one started hot, and then it kind of floundered through the middle start parts. Like nobody gave a shit about the New Day and the Viking Raiders, Warriors, whoever the hell they are. Jade and Naomi, they got a little bit hot for. Tiffany and Charlotte was largely disappointing for a lot of people. And then you go into this big triple threat match, which has embedded in it this triple turn that we talked about in part one, the Paul Heyman triple turn in this match that took place that you didn't see coming, which really created a lot of extra storytelling. And I think Ray's absolutely right. It did set the stage for most of the rest of the year that didn't involve John Cena and really furthered some important storylines, especially the rivalry of the year for many of us was Punk and Seth, and it really ratcheted that up as well. Now, the Seth Roman dynamic will always be there, but I'm with Ray on this one. I've got the triple threat match at WrestleMania as my men's match of the year. AJ, what do you got in this category, man?
I'm just gonna say this, Tony. How dare you say that I picked Cena versus Styles and be fucking right?
And hold on, before you go, I wanted to jump in here just a sec, AJ. Kenny's men's match of the year was actually Tony's gimmick match of the year from part one, which was Sammy versus KO. So
Okay.
Kenny has that as his men's match of the year.
Huge match. That was a great
that
match.
was
We
a
talked
great
about that
match.
on the previous one. Chairs and barbed wire and everything. Yeah. Can't wait to see Sammy win the title at Mania and get power bombed on the apron by KO when he comes back.
Anyway,
Okay.
I will give an honorable mention to a match that we haven't said yet. And speaking of KO, it's the match between KO and Cody is my honorable mention. That was a damn good match to unify the new and the olds, I guess. It was still a gruesome match. We were not expecting the level of brutality that we had in freaking KO's final moment was folded into a broken ladder. That was just eye-opening. But yes, fuck you, Tunney. It is Cena versus Styles is my match of the year for the men's side because one, Cena getting in trouble apparently. If you listen to the AJ and Taker podcast or Taker podcast with AJ on it, Cena got in trouble for that with the little cue card. Had that going off. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but the reason why AJ wore the blue and white like short trunks instead of his usual long trunks is there was a PWI magazine that had one picture, I think it was like 2004, 2005. Cena was on one side, AJ was on the other, and that was the gear that AJ was wearing. So that's why he was like, I'm bringing this out. If this is going to be our last match, I'm going to do like something that started it, and now we're ending it with the same exact thing. You had, like Tony said, Cena pulling out a bunch of moves. He hit RKOs. I think he even tried setting up a 619 at some point, along with the spear for Edge, the Sister Abigail, like Tony said, for his moment of the year. And yes, AJ threw it back to so many TNA friends of his. He hit Christopher Daniels' Angel Wings. He hit the Coquina Clutch for Samoa Joe. He did the Ace of Spades for Frankie Kazarian, the reverse tombstone. And I don't know if it's just because he never got the chance or he just really liked Shawn Michaels, but he also hit a Sweet Chin music, and that was a nice little touch. But there were so many moves that were being thrown out. Did he throw a Sweet Chin music?
No, and yeah, and then there was a choke slam. There was a tombstone too, wasn't there?
There was a tombstone as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like someone was going like as far to say like, the choke slam was for like Kane and Big Show. I'm like, okay,
no, it was
sure.
for Taker. It was for Taker.
No,
But
I don't
like
think so.
so many different homages to every single person that paved both of their careers and just showing it in that ring as like their own swan song against each other. It was amazing seeing WWE versus TNA correctly.
Angle slam.
Yeah, there was an
Yeah.
ankle slam. Yep,
It's true.
it's damn true.
It's true.
All
Nice.
right, put those away.
It's
Put those away.
damn true. Yeah, put those things away, Tony. Rob, what was your men's match of the year, man?
I'm going with you guys with Cena and AJ. And out of all of these Cena retirement tour matches, that's the one for me. That's the one that delivered on every front. That's the one that gave us like everything we were looking for out of the Cena retirement tour. All the callbacks and one of his greatest opponents, and he won, and the crowd was just so hot for it and everything, and the tribute to Bray. Yes, for me, it's that one.
Well, almost unanimous, but Ray and I are the pricks to this time out. But that's okay. We will gladly steer into that skid and live up to that reputation. Let's go to our overall match of the year, and I do want to preface this to anybody watching who has not seen this stuff before or heard us talk. Well, obviously, no one's seen this before because we've never done it before live and on video. But from the standpoint of anybody listening, the overall matches and the overall wrestlers tend to take on a certain quality of their own. That a lot of times we do things here that cut against the grain. Like there's a variables as far as the overall stuff, things that you can't exactly measure that go into these things. And we like to do that when we can. And oh, now Ray's going to jump in here for the back half of this thing. Look at this guy,
Of
man.
course.
What a jobber, man.
Wow.
But anyway, as I was saying, these
Couldn't give
overall
your boy one
categories.
damn hour. Ridiculous.
Hey, man, it wasn't me. So
It's
you
your
can jump in here, Ray. You can be a part of this, and then Tony doesn't have to read your stuff
For,
anymore.
for,
So
for the for the record, if I may just indulge you for just 30 seconds. Number one, I ain't got my damn uniform off. This is how fucking dedicated I am to you motherfuckers.
are
Number
you flying
two,
jets for the fucking Navy now, or what are you doing, man? What is this shit?
hey, look, don't worry about the real life. The
You
real
know what
All
I
problems stay
right,
with
smell?
us right
Maverick.
here.
I smell a new
I'm gonna
chair
call you.
shot rivalry, Rob. I smell a new
I'm
chair
gonna.
shot
I'm
rivalry.
I'm
The
calling
ratings are
Ray
going up
Maverick
for
right.
every show Cash and
I'm
Unger are on.
Secondly, for the record, it's way
all
more
right.
fun
Ice,
just
come on.
texting Tunny than being on the show.
No, that's
All
fair.
right, Ice. I'm calling you Iceman Cash from now on. In fact, I
I'm
demand you
down.
change your handle to Iceman right now,
I'm
man. So,
game. I love it. I love it.
um,
Call him,
when I was explaining,
Call him Val Cashmer.
Val Cashman.
Val
Iceman
Cashman.
Nice.
Val
That's
Cashman.
good.
What I was explaining is that the overall categories tend to bring in some intangibles as well as not just the stuff we've already talked about. There's crowd appeal. There's things that aren't exactly measurable as far as like data points and some of the things that you normally would think about with like wrestlers of the year and on top of that, wrestler of the year as opposed to like match of the year, that sort of thing. So keep that in mind as we do these selections. And as we go into our overall match of the year, we're going to go to the one and only PC Tunney first. Tunney, you can kick this category off. What was your overall match of the year this year?
So I lied. Dan and I are separate on this. We are not
You lied
changing
to me
our.
again?
Well, yeah.
How dare.
God, it's like my wife or something. No, I'm just kidding.
Dynamite dropping money. That broadcast school is really paid off. Shout out to Bob Bucher, who we lost a year ago. Love that guy. Uh, we didn't. You talk about the overall stuff, right? Like, there's been years where I've done this plenty of times where my men's or women's match of the year, neither of them is my overall match of the year. My men's and women's of the year is neither is my overall. Well, that's not the case this year. Um, DP has the women's triple threat, and I have John Cena versus AJ Styles. I just fell in love with that match. It meant so much to me for all the call outs. and the history of the smaller independents and then growing into like the minor majors of ECW and TNA and now AEW growing and AJ Styles, it's funny, the clip I've seen a ton lately is AJ Styles tearing Jeff Hardy a new one in the locker room after the Sting match, telling him, I don't know if there's ever a time, because that meant so much to him. Like what he built all that time got thrown away. I'm not here to talk about that, but like the whole thing of John Cena and AJ Styles, not just who they are together, but what they represent outside of themselves in the industry. And it's one of my, it's in my top 10 matches of all time. I don't know where, but it is.
Wow, that is quite the
I loved it.
endorsement, man.
I love that match.
Yeah. All right, Iceman. What was your overall match of the year? Raymond S. Cashington Esquire, the original, who forgot to turn his echo cancellation on before he jumped in this call. Thanks, Ray.
You want me to hang up and come back?
I don't think it's going to make any difference because we're already recording, so it's all right.
Well, hey,
It's all right.
those
Just
you
roll with it,
listening, at
Ray.
least my eye works today.
That's true.
So-
You don't, but you're not
Congrats, you have a
emotional
one
today,
up
Ray.
on Platt.
Yeah, you're not your mic works. You're not going to spend the next 30 minutes trying to get your mic to work. So that's there. There is that.
Match of the year, right? Overall,
Overall.
Match of the year. Yeah.
only one of the matches only one of these matches I think will be remembered as the greatest of its type. Rhea, Io, Bianca is the greatest triple threat women have ever had, and in the top five of probably best triple threats of all time. What they were able to accomplish, what they were able to do, the story they were able to tell, and this is the type of shit that people that are fans of like AEW and PWG and Ring of Honor and New Japan like to tell you is they don't tell their stories outside of the ring. They tell their stories in the ring. Well, this is the one feud in WWE that the story is also told in the ring. That Rhea can't beat Io. She has never beaten Io going back all the way to NXT. Can't do it. And that has added to this because that was the impetus for Rhea losing her goddamn mind and losing the title match to Io, getting her out of the match, which in turn built up this beautifully done triple threat. Um, Again, Cena AJ is great. They've had great matches a ton of times. Maybe it's top five Cena matches all time. It's not in top 10 AJ matches. Sorry, AJ's just had some great shit, right? But like, so we'll remember that forever. But it's not an all timer. It's an all timer of the, you know what I'm saying? Rhea, Bianca, Io. 20 years from now, we're gonna ask ourselves, what's the best women's triple threat of all time? And we're probably still gonna say this.
And just so you know, Ray, Kenny is with you on this one. His overall match of the year, Io versus Rhea versus Bianca from WrestleMania 41. That is his overall match of the year as well. Rob, what
real
about
quick,
you,
real
man?
quick,
What
real quick. Heavy honorable mention to Rosenfuck and Williams shit versus Dick Butt and what's the fuck?
what promotion is that, Ray?
AEW.
All right,
They
okay.
wrestle like every goddamn week.
After Dark,
Yeah.
that's the show that they do when you're doing the rabbit hole on YouTube. You click on one video and it turns into another thing. It's 3 a.m. and that's the match.
Wait. It's AEW Really Dark, right? That's the name of the show. AEW
Well, no,
Really Dark.
really dark
Okay.
would be a little different.
Re-
So really dark is melanated, and this isn't quite melanated, but
Wow. Rob,
y'all want
rescue
me
us
on
from
this
this.
motherfucker. I can get off. You want to be
Okay.
on?
No, stay here. Stay here.
Yeah.
And then
You
otherwise
stay-
I have to do
you
like
stay.
3 fucking picks, okay? Just stay
Okay.
here.
You stay right there. Stay right there, Goose. Don't go anywhere. Rob,
Now he's
what's
Goose
your,
too?
what's your
Jesus
overall
Christ, how many fucking
Everybody
characters is
in
he?
the-
From Maverick.
Give me the residuals,
Everybody.
please.
Okay.
We're going to have to get your shirt off and some jeans on you so you can go outside and play volleyball.
Hey, no. We're good. We just got live. Let's not.
Listen,
Yeah,
the
we don't
Rob
need-
Winnie
we
the
don't need
Pooh thing, I had to ask him if he had pants on because otherwise he'd really be like Winnie the Pooh.
The shirt, dog. The shirt, and you had the glasses, and you just had this look like, where's the money? I was dying.
Oh,
in the car.
Christopher
Fucking dying.
Robbins.
Will you stop?
He just needs
All
to
right.
smack her
Yeah.
a little.
Respect your father, Ray. Go ahead, Rob. Let us know what's your overall match of the year.
All right, okay. I'm sticking with Cena, but I'm going with Cena and Cody at SummerSlam
Hmm.
because of how good it was, yes, but also, it was the basically like the kind of culmination of like the whole year because we had the Cena heel turn, and then that was the beginning of him. He turned babyface before that match, and that was the signal that we were going to the home stretch in Cena's final year. So for all of those things, for me, that was the overall match of the year.
Yeah, that's a good call, man. Especially like that, the um, the entrance where he switches back to the colorful.
Yes.
That could have been a moment of the year. I mean, honestly, that was one of the ones I considered for moment of the year when his Titantron, whatever the fuck you want to call it, switches back to the original John Cena face colors. That was a huge moment. AJ, what's your overall match of the year this year, man?
Surprisingly, not AJ versus Cena. Like I loved all the callbacks. Don't get me wrong. It was I caught all of them and I'm like that one that one. But something about WrestleMania and triple threats, they just go hand in hand, man. It's got to be the women's triple threat because I mean we've already talked about it. There was so much story going on there where, like Ray said, Rhea doesn't have a win on EO randomly quote like I'm not saying it was random, but she is quote unquote thrown in this match, and Bianca and Rhea just having the best matches like they always do. So they mixed all that together. I don't know if Shawn Michaels was there where he was cooking and he was Chef Mike, but it's my overall match of the year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't dispute that, even though I'm about to. Um, but my overall match of the year is this is where I am going John Cena versus AJ Styles from Crown Jewel. For a lot of the reasons you guys already said. It's all the callbacks, it's all the tributes, it's the homages, it's everything built into the match. It's the fireflies that Tony talked about. It's just, and the fact that these guys hadn't wrestled in what, damn near, 5, 6 years.
Eight years I
And
think actually.
yeah, and they put on one of their best matches. I mean, whenever they get together, it's a great match. And, this whole thing, whether the fans willed this to happen, which I doubt, I'm sure it was planned the whole time. But the stuff that they did in this match, and even kind of, surprisingly, two guys and Cena who did the honors a lot on his way out. But this one, he gets the win over AJ, which is probably the right call. I just thought that this one for me had a lot of those intangibles that I talked about earlier as to what makes these overall categories unique and distinct from the more traditional, just the match of the year, men's match, women's match. I look for the overall categories to have those intangible variances and qualities to it. And that's why, all the stuff that they did in this match gives this to me. This was my overall match of the year. Cena versus AJ from Crown Jewel. All right,
Hey, was th-
kids.
was that your men's match of the year? I don't remember.
No, mine was
So
the same
you,
as yours. You had the triple threat,
that's
Seth,
right.
Roman, and Punk. We had the
So
same
you
one
so
there.
you basically
We were
gave it to
the
Josh
outlier.
Allen as MVP to fucking John Cena and AJ Styles. He doesn't win first team All Pro, but you gave him MVP just for the
It's a
vibes.
participation trophy, sure, Ray. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it, man. Yeah, that's it.
Listen, Tom Brady was always Super Bowl MVP, but he never was Pro Bowl MVP. Come on.
You
Well,
guys,
he
We
never
we,
played in the Pro
we
Bowl, but
do you guys smell?
again we never we never
Exactly.
win.
Do you guys smell that new Ooh, that new chair shot rivalry, Ray and Dave.
Ray and I like each other too much. But anyway,
We do.
uh, let's get into the home stretch here. And we're going to go to our female wrestler of the year. And Iceman, why don't you lead this category off, man? Who was your female wrestler of the year for 2025?
So look, the answer is Io Sky, but I'm not gonna talk about her. I'm gonna talk about the person who we actually all should be voting for, but because of Rob may, but because we don't give a fuck about that company, we won't. What Tony Storm is doing is she's doing the Lord's work. She's doing the Lord's work over there. Her matches are great, and word to Mercedes too. She had a great year, and it's finally starting to work. Although 10 titles a bit after that was a bit too much. But like, okay. But Tony's doing the
It's
Lord's work
about
because
7 titles too many, Ray. Let's just
wait,
be
yeah, yeah,
real
yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
Like even Ultimo Dragon was like, all right, bro, I can't carry this shit. Um, but Tony's doing the Lord's work, and I wanted to shout her out because I don't think she's getting the credit she deserves for everything she's done. Number one, she's one of the only women in the business that's interesting. That's hard to do. There's not a lot of wrestlers, male, female, trans, whatever, that are interesting. She's interesting. Secondly, they built damn near the whole show around her at one point, and then they took her out of the main event and put her in the fucking tag division. And she ran that bitch for 3, 4 months. I'm not the biggest Tony Storm fan, but like you got to give credit where credit is due. Io Sky's the best women's wrestler in the world. She may be the best wrestler in the world, so she's the answer here. But nobody else other than maybe Rob is gonna say Tony. So I wanted to give Tony more love because 2 years in a row, she's if she can keep it going. I don't think this gimmick has longevity. But hey, she gonna get paid for the rest of her life off these 2 years.
Hey, Dave, do you remember who PC Tunney's Women of the Year was last year? It
Well,
was
yeah,
Tony
last
Storm.
year was hot. It
No.
was
It
hot
was Tony.
last year.
It was Tony
She's not
It
Storm.
as
was
it's
Tony
not as hot
Storm.
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not as hot this year. PC Tunney,
I know.
Jack's
That's why
nephew.
That's why I capitalized last year.
Hmm.
My wife's texting me that she sees us live, so she's sneaking in a few peeks at her work. Hey, babe, nice to have you watching right now. We all love you. Ray's channeling characters from Top Gun, just so you know. It's a
Hey,
beautiful
Mrs.
thing. You would
Attitude.
love
Mrs. Attitude. That's
it. This
awesome.
is attitude.
I don't think she'll like that, but that's
Oh
funny.
well, I
Have
don't
you
want to. I
Oh,
don't
worked?
want to put a real name out of the
she's got
pod.
plenty of that, Tony. Don't
Yeah,
don't
I knew
don't
Dave
kid
was gonna get
yourself.
himself in trouble
Yeah,
there.
At
but like,
Mrs.
okay,
Aggression. I don't want to
here's
put
here's the thing.
I don't want to put a real name on the pod, so I don't know what to call her.
Every single like significant other on Chair Shot Radio, like their significant others always have a nickname. Like
Yeah.
what was DP's? The Dillinator. If we don't say the actual name, it's the Dillinator.
I
So it
like
Kariba.
this
works.
attitude. That
Kariba.
probably works. That works well.
Miss
Yeah,
Attitude,
that
that
works well.
works.
Kariba,
Granted,
yeah.
you might have to sleep on the couch because what we
Well,
started.
I'll
Well,
message
But
I'm
her
already on.
and
I'm already on the
apologize.
couch, man. I'm already on the couch. It's all right. Ray, who is your female wrestler of the year, man? Give. Is it Tony Storm? Or are you with
No, it's
Ray? Are
EO. It's
you
it's
going to stir
EO,
the
but
pot here?
no, it's EO, and
Sorry,
we all
sorry, man.
should pick EO. It should be
Right.
this should be another unanimous. However,
Okay. Because
nobody was gonna pick Tony.
because
Aileen says no apologies. My wife says no apologies. So I told her Ray called you Miss Attitude. She goes no apologies. Good, Ray
Go ahead, Rob.
or
Yeah, you'll
Rob.
mess it up. You gonna mess it
okay.
up.
Let me see if y'all can hear this. Okay. And Tony, this is your time to get mad at me, Tony.
I didn't hear it.
He better not be playing that goddamn Ric Flair music.
no, it's not Ric Flair music. I can hear it
Is it
faintly.
Charlotte? Is it Charlotte?
Charlotte, your women's wrestler of the year, Ray? Rob?
Yes.
Oh my god.
You know
That's
why?
my time,
Every-
yo. I appreciate
every
it.
year.
I holla.
Follow us
why?
at the Chair Shot Radio Network.
2027 swaggies, baby. I see you.
You know why? She worked all year. She had great matches, and EO had like 3 or 4 months where she didn't do shit, like literally. And look, that's WWE booking. That's Triple H, just basically putting her on ice from like WrestleMania up until Evolution. She pretty much didn't do anything, and she didn't do much honestly, other than she didn't do much before that match where she won the title from Rhea. She didn't do much anything, so she just like literally just wasn't doing anything. Um, and for me, and so I think in the ring, I think Mercedes did great work all year. Her and Tony at All In is if we're talking about women's matches of the year, that's like second or third in my opinion. And like she finally got that whole CEO character, they finally got it to work. And
Okay, you've
and
lost me.
and look, I mean, and I'll say Harley Cameron deserves a big debt of
She had a great
gratitude for
year.
helping get that character, helping her get the character to finally work. And you know what? And I finally I got to give her credit because look, we all thought when she started stacking up all these belts, a lot of us thought that she was not going to lose any of the important ones in the ring. That she was going to lose them in triple threat matches or just hand some of them back to the booker. But like, here you go. And she's been losing the belts in the ring. She ended the year losing the TBS title to Willow Nightingale, on Dynamite, and that was a
So
great match.
Mercedes?
Yeah,
yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, she lost to Red Velvet, the Ring of Honor. Yeah, she's been
yeah.
Yeah,
losing.
yeah, right,
Are you
right.
picking
I'm
So,
just,
Mercedes or are you
we're just
picking
trying to figure
Charlotte?
out who Rob's picking. Is
oh,
it
y'all didn't hear the
Charlotte or
music.
is it
I'm sorry.
Mercedes?
Y'all didn't hear the music.
We
I'm
didn't
sorry.
hear the music. No.
Yeah, I played her theme song. I didn't. Y'all okay? The mic didn't pick
We
it up. I'm sorry.
we couldn't hear it. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
tell it. Just tell us, Rob.
It's
Spare us the suspense.
Mercedes
Just
money.
tell us.
Okay, Mercedes money is my pick for Women Wrestler of the Year.
Okay, I'm cool with that. That's fair. That's
Wow.
better than
All
And
Charlotte.
which
right.
and look, understand that for me that is an ironic pick because my favorite woman wrestler is public enemy number one of her Mercedes fan base to this day. Okay.
No, that's a fair pick because like you want to go by the metrics, like the bullshit dirt rag metrics. Mercedes got them all, so I get that. That's fair.
You know, I'm not mad at the pick. I mean, you could. It's difficult, even though we do it all the time, because it's Mercedes, and we've got some issues with her arrogance, which I know is part of her gimmick. But I don't have. It wasn't going to be a unanimous category because I wasn't picking EO anyway. But well, we'll talk about that as we go forward. It's all right, Rob. Mercedes is a solid pick, a little bit better than Charlotte. I don't know if I could have agreed with Charlotte, but Mercedes, I
Not
can
this
live
year.
with
No,
that.
not this year. No, no.
AJ, what about you? Who is your women's wrestler of the year, man? And by the
So
way,
my
Kenny's pick, just he also has Io Sky as well. So
so my women's wrestler of the year is Saya Kamata. Oh wait, sorry, nope, wrong. A Belaz. That's Andrew Belaz's wheelhouse, not Adams. No, my women's wrestler of the year, which I'm not disagreeing. It should be Io Sky. Tony Storm, give her flowers. But come on, man, it's gotta be Stephanie Becker. She showed up on NXT, unified the title belt. Well, not unified, but she was Stephanie Two Belts.
she unified it. She unified
She
it.
unified
Well,
it.
I get what you're
Quote
saying.
on,
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
won both. Yeah.
She won them
yeah.
both, but she defended the NXT more. Got called up to the main roster, which was shocking to say the least, and wins this tournament after Naomi announces pregnancy, and she's still currently the women's world champion. She has the look, she has the athleticism, she has everything that you need in a wrestler. Granted, yes, the promos could probably use a little work because, and I love the fact that she says that English isn't her first language, wrestling is. She has the package, and I'm not just saying in Booker T standards. I'm saying like she is like the total package of she has everything correct in wrestling. How far can she go? And that's why she's been doing so well NXT to now in on Monday Night Raw, where the sky's the limit.
Oh yeah,
Um,
man.
Ah ah
yeah, and she's
ah.
got Booker T wrapped
Shucky
around her
ducky
finger.
quack quack.
Ah, ah, oh wait,
No
okay.
bread,
Look,
no water, just
my
me.
what?
What?
Where's
Heck?
that coming from?
Where the heck?
Is that
I,
me?
Rob.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I hear voices. I was like, what the
Sorry.
fuck?
I
They're
always
coming
know
from-
what's going
they're
on.
Best
They're
part of
after
the
me
show.
now.
Clip that, Dave.
Couldn't
Clip
fucking get the
that.
theme music, but we got that shit.
Yeah. Um, I'm with AJ on this. My pick Stephanie Vaquer as well. I think it comes down to the one. It's either EO or Stephanie for me. And I look at the years that they had. EO was tremendous. Stephanie, like for a lot of reasons AJ said, NXT. She is two. Stephanie two belts comes up to the main roster, fills in that gap with with the whole issue with Naomi having to step down and that sort of thing. And then kind of the tiebreaker on this whole thing. Who did she beat to become the women's world champion? She
EO.
beats Io Sky. So I'm going with Stephanie Vaquer here. She's my women's wrestler of the year, but you can't go wrong with her or with the EO. Either or is a top notch pick. All due respect to Mercedes as well. But so yeah, I'm with AJ on this one. Stephanie gets my pick for women's wrestler year. Tunny, what do you and Dan have in this category?
So I'm I'm changing up a couple of my picks here, thinking so we're not going to be lockstep all the way. We got a couple picks we're going to be locked
I
in. We got a
like it.
couple of
Just
picks we're not going to
go
be
with it,
locked in
man.
here. Dan's got EO, obvious reasons. I was gonna have EO because I thought this was going to be a unanimous one, but I'm changing my pick to who I like. My gut told me to pick, and we haven't even talked about her yet.
Okay.
She's the best women's professional wrestler ever, and it's not just her saying it. It's everybody saying it. She didn't she wasn't on TV every week in the biggest spots. She was on TV every week putting over the girls coming up through the Intercontinental Championship run. That's a big fucking deal. And she's been awesome. Think about the work she did with Punk, slapping him all over fucking the ring, right? All the interviews she's done and everything else. And, we thought that, like, at some point that Seth and Becky were going to draw back, but they didn't. They dove back in, right? So I'm going to give it to Becky. I think she's doing some of her best work, to be honest with you. I really, really do.
I
Well,
love how she
look at it
calls it
this way.
the Bleacher Report. I love that shit. It's the funniest
Yeah.
shit to me.
It's not
Here's
just
a
me
big thing
saying
about
it, it's the Bleacher
no.
Report and Sports Illustrated.
Here's a big thing about Becky that the biggest compliment you give her. Look how much that Intercontinental Championship got elevated when she took it over from Lyra Valkyria. That belt became a lot more significant and the prestige jumped. And now, like you're saying, Tony, the girls that she's put over, Maxine Dupree getting that big rub by winning the Intercontinental Championship. Whoever gets it off Becky next is going to get that big rub. Similar to, dude, you could almost make an argument in this category, honestly, for Chelsea Green as
Yep.
well
Oh
for a
yeah,
lot of the same
easily.
fucking reasons with
She's
the
been
United States
amazing since she's
Championship.
come back. She's been the
Yep.
she's been the since she's come back, she's been the biggest overachiever in WWE. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And
She's
to
absolutely fucking
Absolutely.
amazing, and she should get a chance to have a world title run.
and
There's no question in my mind.
to y'all's point, I forgot who mentioned it earlier. JC Jane deserves some conversation too because she has
Yeah.
made herself into a suit. She's always a great hand. She's always a great hand with a decent gimmick who could talk and work, but she's made herself into a superstar.
Well, the sign of a great wrestler is what do you do with the opportunity when it's presented to you, right?
Facts.
And JC Jane took that opportunity and she ran with it. She grabbed that thing
Facts.
by the neck and said, "This is mine." And she made herself indispensable and noticeable. And just, like we were talking earlier before you got on, Ray, JC beating Stephanie Vacor was a lot of people's pick for upset of the year, rightfully so. But what she did with that, to the point that even though she drops the title to Tatum Paxley at Halloween Havoc, they flip it back to her pretty quick. That's not a knock on Tatum, but it's just kind of like you're looking to say, yeah, JC's so over and important that we need to get the belt back on her. It adds a lot of prestige for that NXT Women's Championship. But yeah, there's a lot of women who really stepped out this year. Jade at the latter part of the year, Tiffany in the early part of the year, that sort of thing. Strong year. Like we talked about tag team wrestling, not so strong. This year, women's wrestling, complete opposite. Lots of depth and strength there.
Can I just say something though? Men's tag team wrestling not so strong. The last 4 months of women's tag team wrestling have
Hold
been
that thought.
excellent.
Time,
Just
time.
want to say
Hold
that.
that. Just hold that thought, buddy,
Yeah, I
because we're
know.
about to go to our tag team of the year. And Rob, why don't you lead this one off, man? Who is your tag team
Oh
of the
God,
year,
just
man?
say the right team, Robin. We'll have a freaking sweep. I'm pretty sure the rest of us have the same team.
Well, you know who I'm gonna pick, Charlotte and Alexa. Come
Oh
on, man.
God.
I thought I was gonna pick Swerve and Hangman.
No.
I was thinking the Ass Boys.
It's not a bad. Rob, tell me why. That's a good call. They do
It's
good.
a
Hey,
homer pick. I
hold
don't
on,
care. Look,
Rob.
sometimes you just
Before you go, Rob, I'm going to tell you right now. This is my pick as well. This is my
well,
pick as well. Charlotte and Alexa is my pick as well.
because their whole run to winning the tag team titles and then the reign that they had again reinvigorated the women's tag team division, and now now you have all. several teams with some of the bigger name women in the division now. They kicked that off, and they had a good story leading up to it too. And so, and yeah, it's a homer pick. Okay, hey,
Let me jump in here and explain why this is
Rob, you
my
want to give me
pick.
the other half of the heart?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Put that shit down. Put that shit
Look,
down.
um,
Aw.
the reason they're my pick, Tony, is because when I cut you off there, it wasn't me trying to be a dick. It's because you were leading right into my argument here. That when's the last time the women's tag team division felt more relevant than the men? Never until kind of like now, where you're looking at it saying, hey, the women's tag team division actually has some momentum behind it. And you can attribute that straight up to Charlotte and Alexa coming in here and their story where they're reluctant partners learning to be friends again and that sort of thing. And I think the work that they did as women's tag team and eventually winning that championship really put the women's tag team division in a place that it has not been in a very long time. And I mean, this is even including, you had Jade and Bianca from the year earlier who really kind of cemented women's tag team wrestling a lot. But I just look at what that team of Alexa and Charlotte did for the women's tag team division. So it's not just an afterthought anymore. Now you're actually interested. Okay, who the Kabuki Warriors are back, who's, Judgment Day. You're starting to see some real factions kind of being developed around women's tag team wrestling. And I attribute a lot of that to the success that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte had. So it's not a homer pick for me. I'm just looking at the overall impact on the year. I think Alexa and Charlotte had the biggest impact of any tag team this year. Um, AJ, go ahead. Tell me why I'm wrong, man.
I'm not gonna tell you why you're wrong because it is a good pick. I'm not gonna lie. They had that whole story of I hate you, you hate me. We're pushed together because we're doing the. It's a good story, but for me, and it's weird why I'm gonna say this because the clock got turned back so many times this year in wrestling. We had John Cena showing up. We had AJ in TNA gear. AJ in TNA. We had the Dudleys doing the last match with the last table. But for me, my tag team of the year is version 1 in Jeffrey freaking Nero Hardy because they have been showing up. They made sure that NXT was thriving a little bit. We give a little bit more of a rub to Dark State because not only did they lose the NXT title to Dark State in a TLC match, they beat Dark State to win the NXT tag titles, and they're elevating them. The whole thing for the Hardys in TNA was they were facing Nick and what the heck's the younger brother's name?
Ryan.
Ryan. Nick and Ryan
Yeah.
Nemeth. They were the champions. They won it in a ladder
AJ,
match.
AJ, don't worry about it. No one remembers the younger brother's name.
Yeah, I felt that. Thank you. Thank you
That's
so
all right,
much.
Alex.
Wow.
When was the last time Andrew
No
was
way to
on a
no sell.
podcast?
Go ahead,
Survey
Alex.
You're
says.
my you're
Keep
my
going, Alex.
MVP, AJ. Yeah, you're my
Ah,
MVP, AJ.
but the Nemeths dropped it to the Hardys because the Hardys said, "We don't know how long we can do this. If we can't win it at Slammiversary, we're done." And they won it in Slammiversary. They've had match after match after match. That was the premise at Slammiversary. They said if they couldn't win it, they were done. They were gonna quit. And they won. Hardy on the freaking like helicopter drop
Oh yeah, look,
ladder.
yes, look,
Dumbass spot. Love that spot.
that was one of the
Dumbass
best spots of the
spot.
year. That was one of the best spots of the year because they took all the ladders out. The ladders were all broken, and it was like, well, how the hell is he going to get up there? And he pulled out the remote control and brought down.
It just dropped down the ladder. That was awesome. But for me, it's the Hardys. They turned back the clock, just like every other wrestler that we talked about. They turned back the clock, went back to prime, and the Hardys just showed up. And the Hardys are still here today. They're still the TNA Tag Team Champions for however long that's gonna happen.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to dispute that, man. The Hardys are as timeless as they get. Kenny's pick was Fraxium. which isn't a bad pick. Fraxium had a pretty damn good year. Got the main roster call up. I haven't done a whole lot since then, but in NXT they were like just dominant for
Hey,
a
they
long
had like
time. So
400 plus days as the
Yeah,
tag
they're
champion.
one of the
500.
yeah,
greatest. They're one of the greatest NXT tag teams ever.
Oh yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Tony, why don't you talk to me? What is your tag team of the year and Dan's tag team of the year?
Yeah, we were lockstep on this one. This is the actual glue of the women's tag team division. It's the only actual tag team in the women's division. It's the Kabuki Warriors. Kyrie!
Yes,
Yeah.
Asuka.
Asuka and Kyrie are fucking amazing. Asuka's a damn gem. Asuka's like man, I need to sit down and rewrite my list of my top people in women, men, and tag, and
Glad you
Asuka's
clarified that.
Asuka's way the Asuka's way the fuck up there. Like, I mean, she's amazing when you sit down and think about what she's done in WWE alone, and then go back before that. Like, her and Kyrie, we thought that maybe Kyrie was going to break away, but she didn't, and they're still together. And it's interesting to see what's going to happen here. I feel like we're heading towards Io and Rhea at WrestleMania. And if Rhea's gonna finally beat Io's gonna have to join the Kabuki Warriors. She's gonna have to go heel, and
Go
she's gonna
back
have to win the
after you just
title,
left him.
and then that's what's gonna have
Wait,
to happen.
what?
But
What
I
did you say,
got
Ray?
Kabuki Warriors.
You want her to go back after the whole past year was about her leaving him?
Yeah, I do. Otherwise,
Okay.
what do you got? Face versus face at Mania?
I mean, Rhea's well overdue for a heel turn.
Nobody's
Once
gonna
Rhea
give her.
turns, yeah, Rhea goes
Nobody's
to the
gonna
Rhea,
give her.
Kabuki Warriors. Woo! Jeez.
Rhea's turned
Rhea's
into
gonna
Stone.
get booed.
So
Hold
Rhea's
on,
turned
time
into
out.
Stone
No
Cold and the
chance. No
Undertaker, where
chance.
she just
Exactly.
No
doesn't
chance.
get
Time
booed no
out.
matter
Time
what
out.
happens.
Time
But
out.
I'm just saying, does it need the belt or not? I don't know, but it's the legitimate chance for the women to main event night one. There's no other chance for them to have a main event this year. It would have to be Rhea versus Io.
So time out.
And
Y'all,
hold
y'all.
on.
You don't need to call timeout.
Before
It's
you jump,
continue. It's like
before
a
you jump in, Ray.
it's like a baseball game. It's untimed.
Uh, as I said, who you? I said this in the chat, and I think Ray, Rob, and I talked about it with David the other night. Who do you bump out of that spot for night one to put the women in the main event? Go ahead,
Well,
Ray.
Whoever.
well, this is the year because I have my predictions, and both world title matches are big, but they're not like the biggest matches ever.
I bump
Y'all are
out
thinking
Punk.
You aren't bumping Roman Cody out of the main event spot. That's
No.
not happening.
No, that's
Yeah.
stud too. If that should be for the, I don't know. You're bumping Gunther winning the title is what you're doing.
Well,
Yeah. So no
yeah.
one cares because we're gonna sleep anyway unless it's the first match. So there you go. Sorry, I'll stop talking now, Ray.
Sorry,
We
sorry,
can move on.
Hollywood.
It's cool.
Go ahead, Ray.
Let's
Go
move
ahead,
on. Go ahead.
Hollywood.
Move on.
Wolfman. Go on.
Move
No,
on.
Who
Ray,
did
you
you
go.
have, Ray?
It's not
Yeah,
important
who'd you
anymore.
have?
We've
It
gone way
is.
past the
No,
subject.
no.
It's
I
not
want to
important
know.
anymore.
We got off track. Who did you have? I want to know.
Yeah, who's your
2020.
tag team of the year, Ray?
That wasn't okay. That was totally different situation. I was trying to say
I
something
got you.
else, which is what y'all kept talking over. My tag team of the year is Andrade and his lawyer.
He's in his lawyer. Oh,
Think
because
about
Lawyer,
it.
Andrade.
Ray,
Think about it. Homie had
Ray,
a divorce at the beginning of the year.
Oh God.
Homie got out of a WWE contract. That's just hard to do. Showed up at another company, got taken out of that, damn near lost his visa, showed the fuck up a month and a half later in Japan, and then a week later was back in AEW because they fixed the problem. That man and his lawyer been doing some work this year.
oh, because Ray, he's got another partner. He's got another partner. And it's the Juice Man.
OJ?
No,
No. Juice Robinson.
Not
no,
Orenthal James.
no,
For those melanated
no,
Southern black people, he's a
no.
rapper.
Juice is
I
in
wasn't talking about
steroids, man.
Orenthal.
Oh, okay.
You
Who's the
use
juice
his
man?
government name, Ray. You use his government name. God
Who's the
damn.
juice man? Who are we talking about?
Andrade,
Juice.
him and the steroid, him and the steroid dealer.
Oh, well, that's a lot of them right now because them motherfuckers get big.
I got
If you look,
I gotta
them
take this
bitches
as
big.
I gotta take this as Kato Kalin. Hello.
He's probably asking for a buck. No, the answer's the
He's like,
Hardys.
Hey, you got a few syringes?
My answer's the Hardys. When you think about this year in tag teams, you probably think about the Hardys more than anybody. Respect to what the women are doing at the end of the year. Hardys been doing it all year in like multiple companies. Motherfuckers, in fact, outside of WrestleMania, which is pilgrimage for wrestling, motherfuckers on this show went to a goddamn show outside of their state to go see one thing. And who did they go see? The fucking Hardys.
I don't know who you're talking about, Ray. Oh,
I
you're
mean,
talking about the other
Talking about
Rob.
Winnie over
That's
there.
right.
Ray,
Your your father.
Darth
At
Winnie.
least he's not going to cut.
Darth
At least he
Winnie.
isn't going to.
Winnie.
He's going to
Darth
cut
Pooh.
Ray's hand off. Cut Ray's hand off, Rob.
yep, exactly. I'm gonna come down there. I'm gonna come down there and do it.
He's gonna go all the way to Texas.
Darth Pooh.
He's going to come to Texas just to cut your hand off, Ray. Jesus.
Hey, I
Wow.
actually may be in the DMV sometime in the next year. So my sister stays in New Jersey, so I'll holler at you when I get there.
Yeah, make sure you do that. Yeah, no, seriously. All jokes aside, yeah,
Yeah,
if
for
you're
sure.
up here, you know.
Don't cut any parts off if he shows up, Rob. All right.
I don't
Look,
want to hear this
uh,
love at the end of this shit.
I
Fucking, you're gonna
know.
be rivals. Be fucking
Yeah.
rivals. Commit to a
Kill
fucking
each other,
side, you
come
sons
on.
of bucks. Jesus Christ. If you're gonna be a heel and you're gonna be in a face, I don't want to see you fucking riding in the same car to the diner after the show, okay? That's some hacksaw Jim Duggan Iron Sheik bullshit.
Is it still
Yeah, I
real
was
to
about
you,
to
damn
say
it?
Iron Sheik, calm your jets, Iron Sheik.
It's
Hulk
still
Hogan
real
is
to
still a
Tubby, damn it.
motherfucker.
Fuck the Hulk
Hulk
Hogan.
Hogan's still a motherfucker. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, AJ, why don't you tell us who is your male wrestler of the year, man?
My male wrestler of the year. I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of difficulty on this one, and then I started thinking more and more, and I went, "This isn't difficult. It's Dominic Mysterio." Dom has he brought the Intercontinental Championship after technically defying Finn. Like that was Finn's to win, and Dom took advantage of it. Had his moment. He got cheered. Carried that title for the entirety of 2025, and the only time that he really lost anything was that Intercontinental Championship because it was in Boston against Cena, and then he won it back in his hometown. Not to mention he is AAA's mega champion. He has been proving time and time again that he is actually a damn good wrestler, and I will say I'm one of those people that when I saw him, I went, "Who the fuck is this green bucket? And why is he not off of my screen?" To, I want more Dom Mysterio, and I'm not just saying that for everyone that loves Liv and everything else, because the best quote I think I've ever had is she's a Jersey 6, but she's a 10 everywhere else. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Jersey 6, maybe a 7.
Oh man. Um, I like the call though because yeah, Dominic has evolved his character to be more than just somebody who gets booed, like a heat magnet like he's been for a while. It's it is not like that. Fucking Ray changed his handle and like Ray, God damn it, Ray.
Is it
Um,
Val Cashmere?
it's
Iceman
Val
Val
Casper.
Cashman.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, that's awesome. No, but Dom is no longer a laughing matter. His game has improved. His in ring skill has gotten a lot better. He's fantastic on the mic. He's got live. It's all that eye candy sort of stuff. So, yeah. My pick for male wrestler of the year is, and I know he wasn't there for the last couple of months, but it is Seth freaking Rollins is my pick for male wrestler of the year. Um, this guy was at the center of all the big stories this year, like all the big stories, the stuff we talked about in the Elimination Chamber, wishing Punk death as he's passing out to John Cena, the triple threat match at WrestleMania, turning Paul Heyman to his side, putting together the Vision, the ruse of the century, the fake injury, the Money in the Bank cash in. And let's not forget a match that we haven't talked about for match of the year, Seth finally beating Cody at Crown Jewel and finally
Oh
getting over the
yeah.
hump. We forgot all about that.
And
That was a
breaking
great
his
match.
goddamn shoulder in the process.
And breaking his shoulder, yeah, literally leaving it all on the line. And I understand he wasn't there for the last 2 months. It does not matter at all. It does not take away from the body of work that Seth, his matches with Punk, right from the beginning of the year, wrapped around that rivalry. I got to go with Seth Rollins. Yeah, I mean, from in-ring talent to the stuff he does on the mic to his involvement. Jesus, Seth's right there when one of the biggest returns in the last decade, AJ Lee comes out. He was integral to every single aspect of WWE this year. So Seth Rollins is my male wrestler of the year. Kenny's male wrestler of the year. Tony's going to love this one. You're going to absolutely love this pick, my friend. Kenny picked Gunther. So his male wrestler of
The
the year.
ring is general.
The ring is
Kenny's
general. No, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead, Ray.
Can I have the
I was
floor
gonna say
for
Sonny's gonna
Gunther?
complain like a little bitch, but that came off a little harsher than I wanted it to. I was just doing. Hey, wake up!
Huh?
Wake
What?
up!
Huh?
Wake up, Tony. Come on. Huh.
Oh, hey, what's going
Tony,
on? Hi. Sorry about that.
who's your
What
male?
happened?
Who are you and Dan's male wrestler of the year? Wake the
Well,
fuck up,
Oh, did I fall? Did I fall asleep? Sorry, it
Yeah, you
happens
fell
sometimes.
asleep.
Um,
You
it's
pulled a
like
me.
specific instance. So Dan has John Cena as his male wrestler of the year. I am not gonna have John Cena as my male wrestler of the year. I am going to give my male wrestler of the year, and I want you to look in my eyes. It's CM Punk. CM Punk has been
Good
involved in
pick.
every single major storyline every single week this year.
This is the
On
flip side to my argument, and it's a
he's been
good
on
one.
yeah, he's been on TV every single time. He's feuded with every single guy. He's been with Heyman, Roman, John, uh, Braun, everybody. Like he's worked the whole thing this year, and just like Seth and Becky, right? The AJ thing, right? Like Drew, his dog died. Duke Rufus passed away. Like there's a interview he did. He's got a vampire movie coming out, and he filmed that in 16 days with some pretty major actors too. He's done a lot this year, and he's done it like with people praising him for how well he's helped everybody in the back. Like him and Bailey are like the future people that are gonna lead WWE into the next generation, right? So there's an interview he did with one of the Barstool guys that's he does it's like his mom's basement interview or something, and those guys go back and forth, and it's so cool. Um, I'm obviously a Phil Brooks guy, and I've loved his entire career. So I'm the only person who sat there on that fence and said he's coming back. Don't worry, best in the world returns to Raw, and it did happen, and then he got hurt, and now he's finally had the year that I think that he wanted to have. He's been fucking phenomenal, and to be the world champ to finish the year too has been great.
You get no objection for me. That's a tremendous pick. It is. Him and Seth have been at the center of so many story. You can hear 1A and 1B, really. Ray, what about you, man? What is your men's pick of the year? Or pick for men's wrestler of the year, male wrestler of the year. I'll get it eventually, Ray. Just bear with me.
Shout out to Chicago Phil. Great pick. Great year. Shout out to Augusta Cody. Got to give him credit. Uh, no man, Dave's right. It's Rule's daddy. The boy did everything, dog. The boy did everything you could want. Was everywhere you could want. And I think the best reasoning for why he's the man is he hasn't been there the past 2 months, and yet he's looming larger than he ever did. Because look at what Braun's been doing his past few months. That's directly related to him. Bronson Reed stepped the fuck up. Austin Theory, as little as he's getting over, it's still little. But as little as he's getting over, it's because he's doing fucking Seth's move. He's doing the stomp.
Yep.
So like, come on, bro. It's Rue's daddy. It's Mr. Lynch.
I want to add something to you guys' Seth
Mr.
argument
Lynch.
though. Yeah, well, she's the man, right? Rick, good call.
Yeah, that's true.
He fooled the Rich Eisen show with the fake injury this year. Let's not forget that.
TJ's
And
still
what
pissed.
Seth's future is in hosting like the Seth Rollins show. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be on
Oh
ESPN.
yeah.
It's gonna
He,
be like WWE's version of the Rich Eisen Dan Patrick show, where it's gonna be a lot of sports and pop culture, and then WWE driven stuff, and he's gonna be
But
that
What?
guy.
What?
And
The
maybe
boy,
with Becky when
Tony,
they're done.
the boy already got a deal with NFL Network. He is a actual contributor contracted to Good Morning Football. That's what he
Yeah.
do.
he
And
is.
right, I know. And NFL Network owns 10%. NFL owns 10% of ESPN now.
Yeah,
Now,
you see
now,
what I'm
now,
saying? See
Tony.
the correlation? And
I got
Netflix
you.
got shit, and he was on Netflix this week, and he was the only one that got the game right.
Now, Tony, I'm just gonna say this: if Seth Rollins is gonna be more on an ESPN show, you do realize you're gonna have to hear more about the Bears.
drink some more, Tony. That'll make you feel better.
Which is the
Um,
appropriate reaction after that fucking game.
yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna
we're
need
not supposed
more.
to talk about the. Exactly. You're triggering him, AJ. You're triggering him.
And
Rob,
I haven't been on DWI in a while. It was
it's
long overdue.
hey, I'm all for it. Rob, what's your pick here? Who is your male wrestler of the year? I have a feeling this is where Rob pisses some of us off here. So let's see what we got.
Oh no, well, no, actually,
The
I'm gonna
hung
agree
man,
with
Adam
Tony.
Page.
I'm gonna agree with Tony.
What?
Yeah, Chicago, Phil.
Chicago Phil.
And for all the reasons Tony said, because look, if you look at all the top men in WWE, I mean, Seth was injured, but other than that, Punk was the only one that was there, start to finish. Roman was gone for several months. Cody was gone for a while. Um, so yeah, I mean, and when you consider Punk's age and injury history, and I mean he was in a lot. He was in all the big matches. In the Rumble and the Elimination Chamber, main event at night one. Um, he wrestled Cena at Night of Champions. He main evented night one at SummerSlam. I was in the War Games. He did mixed tag with AJ and Becky and Seth. So I mean, he was in big matches all year. His matches were anywhere from good and great all year. He was a constant TV presence, and he's still, I'd say it just straight up talking, not necessarily doing what's in the script, but just straight up talking. I think you could very easily say he's the best one doing it. So yeah, for me, and consider the year they had, and then when they needed somebody when Seth got injured and they needed somebody to step in and win the title and hold it, he did that, very well so far. So I'm
Well,
going Punk.
I like Kevin Nash, but I thought it was hilarious that CM Punk trolled the shit out of him by taking his T-shirt off with another T-shirt underneath it. Like, dude, I'm 40 fucking 8. Like, whatever.
Pulling the sting.
Uh, good stuff all the way around, man. You see, AJ, we were surprised. I thought for sure we had Hangman Page coming there, and
I
Rob
know,
swerved us.
right?
He swerved us. All right. It is time for the final category of the 11th annual Swaggy Awards. I'm going to bring this home, and I'm going to tell you guys right now this is not going to be a unanimous category because Kenny gave overall wrestler of the year to Io Sky. Um, my pick for overall wrestler of the year, there can be only one. And I talked about it earlier. You look at intangibles, Ray's already making the motion. You look at all the X factors that goes into this category. One guy dominated everything this year, and it is the never seen 17. The GOAT himself, John Cena, has got to be my pick for overall wrestler of the year. Uh, it's not just dominating storylines, it's setting records. It's the farewell tour, whatever you want to say about the heel run. He still got in all these matches against his greatest rivals. I mean, the only ones he didn't have a match against are the guys who aren't in WWE, namely Edge and maybe Jericho. But you look at he had matches against Randy Orton one last time, one last match against CM Punk, one last match against AJ Styles. Put Dominic Mysterio on a different level entirely. Put Gunther over on his way out the door. You just look at the fact that one story controlled everything in pro wrestling this year and was the central focal point of everything. John Cena is my overall wrestler of the year. There can be nobody other than John Cena. I love Kenny and respect him, and I get where he's coming from, but no, it's not Io Sky. It's got to be the GOAT. Tony, am I right on this one, or am I wrong?
Oh, sorry, I passed out again. I'm not sure. You might have
Again?
said something. You said something. I fell asleep. Um,
God damn it!
no, it starts with a G though. Um,
You need to check that out. That's narcolepsy.
it's Gunther Leps. I won't do that.
Gunther Lepsy.
Yeah, Gunther Lepsy.
There's a
We're
new
all suffering
Gunther
from
Lepsy.
Gunther Lepsy.
Wow.
Dan and I have Cena. Yeah. Dan wanted to make every single one of his picks, like in part 1 and part 2, John Cena related, even the women's ones, but he couldn't figure out a way. So he just did it. Oh, good grief. Are we just, running in left and right here. It's
Another
amazing
run
fruit.
in.
It's amazing fruit, Dave. Yeah. I look at it. Here he comes. Here he goes. Hot tag. Hot tag.
Make the tag! Make the tag!
I got grab the rope first, otherwise he's not gonna count it. Anyway, uh, the tag rope. Yeah, we both got Cena for everything Dave said. I mean, it's something we won't ever forget. It was pretty fucking cool.
Rob, let's go to you. Who was your pick for overall wrestler of the year?
Cena. He was the main character of professional wrestling in 2025. Like everything, he was the centerpiece of the entire year in WWE. He was the biggest story. His last year was the biggest story in wrestling from start to finish. It wasn't the best story, Tony, but it was the biggest story.
Good save.
Okay. But yeah, I mean overall wrestling of the year. To me, it's just the same as when Titanic wins all the Oscars and all that type of thing, right? This was, yeah, I mean, he was the biggest, most important person in the entire wrestling business last year as far as people on screen. And look, he didn't like all of his matches, but he had enough of his matches fit that kind of were great, and so he didn't, he he met the standard from a ring work standpoint also. So yeah, Cena.
Looking at Titanic, I want to welcome in at the very tail end of the 11th Annual Swaggy Awards, the man who would have pushed Rose's ass right off that floating piece of lumber if he had the opportunity. It is the one and only, the mindless one. Exactly. Get the fuck out of here. It
Over
is
the
the
top
mindless
rope,
one
pal.
himself. DJ is here. DJ, thank you for jumping in here at the end, my brother. I'm glad we could get you in for at least one category to talk about this stuff. So I'm going to turn it over to you, man. Your pick. Who is the overall wrestler of the year in your opinion, man?
I got to agree with Rob for all the reasons that Rob said. Just because, again, he was the pivotal and central storyline for WWE. It was the most talked about thing story wise in wrestling. Maybe not the best, obviously there's a discussion to be had there, but most important because it was his last year. And as I've said on my podcast multiple times, how often in all the years that we've been watching as fans have we seen a legitimate legend Hall of Famer from day one? Now I realize the OVW days. I'm not counting the OVW days. I'm counting Ruthless Aggression to the last day. It's not very often that we get to do that as fans. Most of us jumped on board halfway through Hogan's career. Most of us missed the first 8 to 10 years of Ric Flair's career. And then, various others as they come and go. This is the only time I think I can say as a wrestling fan that most people that I know watched a guy from day one to the last day. So that's pretty fucking cool. And to me, the last year of it was important, and he was the wrestler of the year for me.
Yeah, exactly, man. Everything that we've all said except Kenny so far. AJ, what is your pick, man? Who's your overall wrestler of the year?
My overall wrestler of the year, I have to give the proper announcement for, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, gracing his presence for the final time, he is the unseen 17, the last real world champion, John Cena. The fact that he did give us those greatest hits, Orton, especially having the bizarro world of Orton being a face and him as a heel, him turning heel, making sure all of this happens, the R-Truth stuff, pivotal into making sure R-Truth stayed in the WWE, turning back face like Rob said, with all the colorful Titantron coming back, and he's face again, losing to
AJ,
Cody.
AJ,
Yes.
remember where you're at right now, because we gotta say something real quick. John Cena threatened to win that title and leave,
He did.
and it's
He
really
really did.
important to remember that Randy Orton was the only guy that could make him come back. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about that part of that storyline. I just think that's really key. That's one of the biggest things, because we all wondered what we knew he's going to win. He said he's going to leave. How are you going to make him stay? Because he's not just going to leave for the next 7 months in his last year. And it was a really important part for Randy to play in that scenario. So
And
I'm
it
glad
was.
you jogged my memory on that one, because we didn't bring that up, and that was a huge thing that happened this year.
And it was, because, again, Bizarro World. Randy's a face, John's the heel, and it's, how are we going to bring this back? How are we going to have seen it? Like, I know he says he's got 20 some odd dates and everything else. Go through the Saturday Night Main Event, R-Truth. Cena not yelling, but he's telling Jey Uso, who's the World Heavyweight Champion, you're going to lose to a podcaster. That's really going to ruin wrestling. And I'm like, ooh, that stung.
Yeah.
To the colors coming back. It's John Cena of old and at SummerSlam, and then it really started ticking to us where it's like, now it's 10 dates, now it's 9, now it's 8, all the way down to Tunney getting narcolepsy. Because I'm going to say this, and Dave, you can clip this. The fact that it was who he faced was perfect. The ending was perfect. Due to the fact that John Cena has been sports entertainment, and we've heard sports entertainment for as long as Ruthless Aggression happened, since 2003. I'm not going to really say 2002, but 2003 was more sports entertainment. We got to do this. We're not going to have blood anymore. John Cena was the pivotal point, and now we're back to professional wrestling. And Cena staring at the face of death and just like, all right, I'm ready, man.
Cena made a quote recently, and it's perfect. It perfectly encapsulates his career. He said the ending was perfect because you either loved it or you hated it, which is his career. You either
Exactly.
loved him or you hated him.
You were
And-
either
and-
singing Wapadoo or you were singing John Cena sucks.
Yes.
That's the
If
the
you
end of
don't,
that match was a microcosm of his career in a lot of ways.
Yes.
I'll just say what everybody here is thinking. If you don't understand why John Cena lost, you're fucking stupid.
Yes, for every I'm saying
Yes.
this. I know Andrew's the war chief of the IWC.
Follow me,
Eh.
and at it's me DPP all you want.
That was the perfect ending. Anyone who says that it was bullshit or Triple H fucked up, you dumb.
I'm saying
I
it.
can assure-
Okay,
I
I've
can
said it a
assure
million
you Rob
times. I'll say it
disagrees.
again. Okay, the crowd was right that night. Don't get me started. I'll be here in an hour. Okay.
Just a small disclaimer: Rob's storyline of the year involved Adam Page.
Yes, because it was the best. It was the best executed storyline. How about that? Look, hey,
All
look,
right.
I'll take my pants off if you're not careful. Okay.
Don't stand up, Rob. Don't stand up, Rob. I know you're Winnie the Pooh.
That-
No,
that was
we don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Rob, that was
All
funny.
right,
That
hold
was
on.
We don't
fucking
need a
funny,
bear, shoot
bro.
bear.
Hold on.
Shoot
Hold on.
bear!
Time out.
Shoot! Yes, it's all full circle. Sorry, Dave.
Iceman, you get to bring home this show, the 11th Annual Swaggy Awards Part 2, guys. It has been fantastic. We're at the very end of this. Ray, Who's your pick? Is Kenny the outlier here? Do I need to lobby him to change his vote?
Yes.
Because, yeah,
So it's Jonathan Felix Anthony Ungar Cena Jr.
I
And
wish he was my brother.
but so here's the reason why. Overall, to me, I'm going with your Josh Allen bullshit voting. Overall, to me, doesn't necessarily have to mean best.
Do we
Overall,
always
damn
have to
sure
bring
means.
Josh into this conversation? I don't get it, man.
Well, you picked a different overall than best match.
That's true. I did.
How is the
Go
best
ahead.
match not the most best overall match? It doesn't make any sense to me.
For
But
the
in this
same
case,
reason why the best wrestler is not the best
Yeah.
well,
overall
but
wrestler.
Intricacies, Ray. Intricacies, Ray.
no. Well, but
Yeah, subtleties, brother.
the reason for it here, is because this is a all-time thank you legacy award. The man isn't here anymore. He's gone. He's on and dusting the wind into the sunset of Hollywood dreams and hookers and blow and tears. And he
Peacemaker.
Ray,
gave us
Wow.
Ray. Champagne wishes and caviar dreams.
and
It's
hooker
a
and
little
blow
different.
blow
Yeah,
and
Hookers and
Hookers
blow.
and blow.
Hookers and blow too.
But
Wow.
but in all seriousness, what he gave us this year, whether we liked it, whether we didn't like it, whatever it was, he didn't have to do none of this shit. He really gave a full fucking year in the middle of a thriving, legitimate 47-year-old uh, budding Hollywood career to say, I love the fans so much, I want to give them one more year of me. He wanted to work more dates. They said, no, we just need you for this. And so, on top of that, to say, fuck my 20-year legacy as the greatest good guy in the history of entertainment and life, I'm fighting neck and neck with Jesus. It's me right there on the side. And I'm going to go ahead and turn crooked on these motherfuckers. He did that. You know what I'm talking about? Then, oh yeah, he reached down in those old ass New Balances that only 70-year-old men wear, and he still had a little bit of the magic too. Well, you
I just want to preface by saying I think Dave heard that and wait, I got those.
no,
Two
no,
balance
because
is
we
right
got
now.
mine right now.
There's some of the best golf shoes out there, Ray.
God damn
Yeah,
it!
but you don't wear them when you just like. If you were to go hoop right now, would you wear New Balances?
No.
You see the point? John Cena would.
God, I haven't played basketball in.
Anyway,
I guarantee
You're
you. I
worried about
guarantee you
my
right now,
knees more than
Rob.
my shoes.
Rob's wearing jorts right now. I guarantee you. Under
No,
that,
Rob-
under that.
I
Rob
just
red shirt,
hope
that-
something.
He's
I just hope
I
Rob
just
has
hope there's
something
something
on from the
there.
waist down. I just hope there's something on from the waist down right now. Like
got socks on.
I've had to work with Platt before. I don't need to live through that again. Okay.
hey, tell me, he has on socks. To finish
He's
the
got
show.
on 3 socks.
It's all good.
Oh,
Socks
to
stay
finish
off.
the show, to finish the show and put a bow on all of this. Thank you, John Cena, for your sacrifices. Thank you, John
Yes.
Cena, for
Yes.
your dedication. Thank you, John Cena, for your hustle, loyalty, and respect. Thank you, John Cena, for giving us something to look up to and aspire to. And thank you for giving us one more year to relive all the magic you gave us. We have so many memories of you this year that we will never forget. We've talked about it on 2 nights of this damn show. And so, with all that being said, you weren't the best wrestler this year, but you damn sure were the most important, your overall wrestler of the year. For all of us, across the pond don't count, all the American folks say it's you.
Can I add one
I'm
thing?
sure Kenny
real-
agrees with a lot of that, but
Kenny
wanna
at
add
home
one
watching
thing.
fucking Haystacks Calhoun matches and shit.
I just want to add one
No,
thing
come on,
about
Big
John
Daddy.
Cena.
Not haystacks, Big Daddy.
A thank you to John Cena from wrestling fans who believed in him and never had to defend him as
Straight
a
up.
person.
Straight up.
He's a
I
tell me something outside of like
The
Just-
only controversy he has
is
the Alex
Total
Riley
Divas.
shit.
Well, what happened there? I didn't even know that one.
look,
He took his
man.
girl. Well, he didn't like him and didn't want to work with him.
Who?
Oh, Alex Riley.
I just meant like
Oh, Alex Riley sucked. So did
in a world
agree.
It's
in
like who?
you know-
Who?
in a world where a lot of our heroes and like celebrity personalities
world.
and sports people get like into trouble that just like you can't defend. This is a
In
guy
a
who
world where our heroes are bullshit.
in a time when I just think John Cena's been an example, and let's
Well,
say this.
99 buys you this whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Sorry, Tony, go ahead.
We've really been
No.
blessed in the 2000s though, because like John Cena,
Well,
LeBron, like we've had people
but
who like
Yeah.
really are good motherfucking people and great. It's
here,
crazy.
and John would want this to be the last thing said about him. He did all of this and granted more Make-A-Wishes than anybody in the history of the fucking gimmick.
Yep. Yep. He will be missed. That's for sure. It's not going to be quite the same without him. This last year was really it was a blessing and a bonus for wrestling fans everywhere. And guys, working with you guys, especially through this last couple of years, with the attitude of aggression, not just retooling, but kind of expanding a little bit this last year. I mean, and I have you guys to thank for that. So my heartfelt appreciation. That does it for the 11th annual Swaggy Awards is done. It's in the books. I want to go around and let people know where they can check you out on social media. Where can they follow this stuff? What do you got going on? I'm going to start off I'm going to go with the one and only PC Tunney. Start this off. Let us all know about the DWI podcast and all the other cool stuff going on the chairshot.com, man.
I there's some cool stuff happening over at Chairshot Radio Network. We got some new stuff coming. We got some new stuff happening. 30 mindless minutes. I wanna say it on top of DJ. I think it's a brilliant idea, and a couple episodes we've already had out. There's another one coming real soon. Has been excellent. So we're just doing some new content. Golf might be on the horizon, but follow me at PC Tunney, Chairshot Radio Network, all your favorite streaming platforms, thechairshot.com, prowrestlingtees.com/thechairshot, and like Dave said, attitudeofaggression.com is a place you should be going. We do some crazy stuff over there, and it's all because of Dave letting us come along and have fun with him. So UFOs, even more coming there. And the Game of Thrones universe is coming back. I'm pretty sure Sunday night, right, guys?
Mhm.
So maybe see us soon there talking about the Hedge Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are awesome. Someone said on X the other day, when's the last time you left work and said, I love my job, I love the people I work with, and I can't wait to go back next time? Every time I get a chance to work with my Chairshot Radio Network family.
Yeah, as Tony said, game gone wrong because Tony and DJ have talked internally, and we are not changing the name of the show because we don't know if this Game of Thrones new foray, whether Night of the Seven Kingdoms or House of the Dragon, it could go off the rails. We're hoping it doesn't. But since some asshole won't ever finish the fucking books, we're just going to have to make it up as we go along. So, Game Gone Wrong is returning, and we'll be covering the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Tunney, DJ, and I, and I know it's probably on AJ's bookshelf. AJ's probably finished it 3 times by now before George could have finished writing it.
At
Anyway,
least.
at least. So yeah, Game Gone Wrong coming back. Probably next week we'll be recording our first review of Night of the Seven Kingdoms because that's coming this weekend. Rob, man, where can people check you out? Of course, I want to thank Rob for jumping in there with me, talking to David Shabazz the other night with that great interview, which will be coming out on officially any day now to talk about Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions. Rob, when you're not Winnie the Poohing it, man, where can people check you out on social media,
With
man?
Christopher Robin
I
in
feel
the
like
Sherwood
that's going to
Forest.
stick, Rob. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
You can find him with Christopher Robin in the Sherwood Forest.
All right. Well, listen, you can find me on Twitter.
He's even wearing a red polo.
That's why I
the
called him that.
whole
You
reason.
you see it.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
anyhow, you can find me on Twitter.
I think it's Winnie the Shoot Bear now, DJ.
Oh, good.
Let Rob talk, guys. Go ahead, Rob.
You
They'll
can find
shut
me on
up for a
Twitter,
couple
Blue
minutes.
Scott RBONE1, and if you pay for the premium tier, you can see me with no pants. How about that?
Really?
God damn.
Patreon? Hey, Rob's Patreon account right now is going on. Exclusive early access to Rob's lower regions coming to Patreon any day now. I love it, Rob. Go with it, baby. Roll with that. Uh, DJ, you came in here at the last minute. I'm thrilled that you got in here, my brother. DJ does so much work with us with Unidentified History, with the Big Five Project, which will be returning. I don't know where you guys are going to watch Bash at the Beach 96 because I can't find it. But good luck, fellas. But that is coming up next time on the next edition of the Big Five Project. We go to Bash at the Beach 96 for our first side quest. But DJ, my brother, thank you for being here. Let people know where can they check out the Mindless Wrestling podcast and tell people what is 30 mindless minutes.
First of all, I want to say that this has turned into my gimmick, showing up at the last minute of the Swaggy Awards. I think I did the same thing last year. I'll probably continue the trend. Thank
At
you
least
for
you're
having
consistent.
me. I'm consistently inconsistent, as my co-host on the Mindless Wrestling podcast, Jason, would say. The Mindless Wrestling podcast, myself, Rob with clothes on, and Jason. You can hear us just about every weekend on thechairshot.com. 30 mindless minutes is my personal little side project I'm doing. I'm trying to keep these episodes to 30 minutes, different topics every day, and sometimes we may revisit if there's more stuff to talk about. Just had a guest host, EJ, from a different podcast on there. We talked about diabetes a bit. Next episode coming up, little teasers, me and Tony talking about being cat parents. You can find me on the app formerly known as Twitter at the Mindless Pod.
On DJ's Patreon account, he will not only give you beard grooming tips, but he will show you how to get abs of steel after the age of 50. So, I mean, it is
Nice.
worth the early access. Yes. AJ, I don't even know if you got a Patreon account. I mean, your social media has been greatly reduced, but look, my brother,
It
I
has.
want to thank you for coming on and being a part of this again. It is always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. Is there any place people can follow you and interact with you on social media, man?
There is still some social media where you can find me at Phenomenal AJB. That's AJB in all caps. I kind of had to scale it down because doom scrolling is a son of a bitch, and I'm like, I need to stop. I need to cut that source I have to cut that tumor right off. So that's why you're not really going to see me on much, but you'll still see me on some things. But one thing you can see me on is thechairshot.com. We're not just podcast galore, we are articles galore. Sports entertainment, you name it, we got it. And of course I had to come on the Swaggies. It's my favorite time of year where I get to talk wrestling, I get to shoot the shit with all the guys in chair shot, and I'm always willing to be like, hey, if you give me a text or a ring, I'll show up and do a show if I have the time.
And I appreciate it, man. And I know you're a fan of the Swaggies. We've been doing it 11 years now. It's always a good time, and it's always a great conversation to really kind of palate cleanser as well. Okay, 2025 is gone. Let's move on to 2026. Last but certainly not least, another run in a little bit earlier in the thing. The man, the myth, the legend, all things Top Gun Maverick rolled into one. The one and only Raymond S. Cashington. Ray, Tony didn't out you already, so I
I
guess you
got
get
it.
to
I
do it
know.
to yourself.
I'm doing
All
it.
right, all
Yeah.
right, all right,
First
Ray.
and foremost, you lying to the people. I've been here the whole goddamn show. You just wouldn't wait for me to get on the computer. I had to text the whole goddamn show. So I've been here the entire time. Number one.
You're welcome.
Priorities,
Thank
Ray.
you.
You manage your schedule more appropriately, sir.
Okay, well then you can
God
go ahead and
damn!
yeah, well then pay me an extra hour what I make for the kids.
Hold
How
on,
about
you
that?
getting
Yeah,
paid?
Not
I
here for
pay
the
Ray.
drill the shoot job.
Oh, okay. I thought we had
Oh,
to join Rob on Only Shots, like the chair shot thing.
only yeah,
speaking of
Ray's gonna
speaking
start
of
your OnlyFans account. Yeah, there you go.
speaking of OnlyFans, February 15th on attitudeofaggression.com, you have Attitude of Aggression After Dark. The real After
Yes,
Dark.
let's do it.
The total
Is Miss
package.
Attitude still
Just
watching? She's about to text me right now
I
saying, "The
I
fuck you are."
I just like to officially announce that Only Shots is not affiliated with Chairshot.com in any way whatsoever.
But it is affiliated with attitudeofaggression.com.
And
Now it
these
is.
feed in some mayonnaise.
I
Ray, where can people check you out for real, man?
if you really want to, you can go to the cesspool at it's Ray Cash, R-A-Y as in Mysterio, C-A-S-H as in the dollars that Rob is hopefully not gonna get when he makes his new endeavor. Um, More importantly, fuck following me. Every Monday, there's a nice little bitty little thing that you can go sit in your little nook, your little cranny, your little um, bay window, if you will. Kick your feet up, get you a nice beverage or an accoutrement, if you will, and turn your listening audio device on and whatever you want to go to, and listen to a nice little show called Bandwagon Nerds. Where this week we're gonna go live, but most importantly, we're gonna talk all that nerdy
We
shit and all
hope.
that shit.
We hope
You
we're going to
know,
go live.
we're gonna talk a little imperial racism, but most importantly, we're gonna do Wakanda trailer. But most importantly, we're gonna talk some Battle Royal Madness. Check your boy out. It's going down first week of the first real week of the tournament. We're talking video games. Kratos gonna kill somebody. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great.
We got
It's
the
gonna be live.
video game first round.
Video game first round.
Yeah.
Video games this week. This Monday. Next week, R2D2's not there, but Star Wars is still there anyway.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be Mac and Nano.
Vader's going to shove a
Grande.
lightsaber up somebody's backside. That's all I know.
It's gonna be bad.
Look, as for me, I just want to say thank you guys, of course, again. Thank you to everybody tuning in live right now. You know, good showing out for the live stream. Tony and I are big proponents of doing things live a lot more often. I think it's great for interaction, and it's fun doing this with no net. As DJ says, podcasting without a net is just kind of what we're doing here. So, as far as me, you can follow me on X. That's usually the best way to do it. At Oh man, my wife's sending me messages. I think the whole attitude of aggression after dark thing, I'm gonna have questions. Dave's got some splaining to do.
The
So
lawyer's
anyway,
gonna need
look,
a lawyer.
What you don't know
yeah,
won't
I'm
hurt
gonna
her.
need. Look, if you want to follow me on X, it is at AttitudeAg. That is at AttitudeAGG. You can go to Facebook.com/Attitude of Aggression and go there and hit the like button. You can go to Instagram, which is at Attitude of Aggression, all one word, and check me out there. Of course, go to the YouTube channel, which is the Attitude of Aggression's YouTube channel. We got a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of the shorts and the clips that AJ mentioned are going on over there. And of course, go to the website that Tony mentioned, attitudeofaggression.com, where the episodes are, the historical document analysis for the UFO cases are all there. My collaborative efforts with my good friend at ChatGPT, my brother from a cyber mother. Yeah, that sort of thing. You like that, huh?
Yeah, that's nice, Dave. That's nice.
That is nice. My
That's
brother
nice.
from a
Hey,
cyber mother.
I think you
I
need
need to
to
trademark.
Yeah,
I need to trademark
yeah.
that fucking thing.
Yeah,
Quickly.
Uh,
my
yeah.
non-binary brother from another mother.
Shout out to
Yeah.
the attitude of aggression after dark. If you want to keep getting those Disneyland passes,
Yeah, Mrs. Attitude.
get paid
Ray's,
for
that's right. You got to work for that shit, baby.
somebody got to pay
Yeah,
for it.
I'm definitely on the couch or in the doghouse or both. If she could put a
Dave's
doghouse
gonna be
on the couch
like
tonight,
living
yeah.
with Ray in Houston after this Miss
Come on,
Attitude
dog.
I was about to
thing.
say,
It's just
you're
like it's
either
all
making-
over. Like Dave's embraced
Yes.
this way too much. It's
Dave
like,
is
I
either
know.
making
oh, why
a
can't you
shit
make it
ton of
Sunday for
money-
Bandwagon Nerds? Well,
I got
Either
kicked.
Ray, you
making a
better
shit
clean your
ton of money
couch off because
this,
you
or he's
started
sleeping on the
this.
couch.
Yeah, Ray, wipe your couch down at least a little bit. All right, look,
I
guys.
got you, my boy.
That is going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the 11th Annual Swaggy Awards. Of course, we'll be back next year for the 12th annual. Baker's Dozen. No, that's 13. Anyway, we'll be back next year for the dozen, the 12 pack of swagginess. That is coming next year. But until next time, the next time you hear from us, probably going to be either Unidentified History or the Big Five Project. Not sure which yet. We'll see what happens. But until next time, thank you guys so much. Everybody watching, thank you at home for checking out the 11th Annual Swaggy Awards. We will catch you guys soon. Until next time, wrestling fans, aggressionaholics, stay aggressive, do it with attitude. We will see you soon. So long.